Rebel Volleyball is on.
What a barn burner we have here tonight. Rich leading 16-15, set and match point for the third time. Kendall Staple to serve. Staple down the line, Giles passes up into the net. A Crawford drop in Randolph service ace.
The 2019 season starts a new chapter of Rich High Volleyball as coach Wendy Lamborn takes the reins and leads the Rebels onto the court.
It's stuffed. Epic recreation block of the game by Eliana Brown.
Crank up the volume and join us for Rich Rebel Volleyball.
Stacy back corner, perfect spot.
On Rebel Radio, KADQ FM 98.3 with live streaming video online at mylocalradio.com.
Brown sets high and outside. Hatch hits down the line, back corner, she got it in there. And the Rebels win on a Bear Lake Realty kill from Sydney Hatch.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, the Come On In of Casper, by Auto Farm Chevrolet, the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau, Plains Tire, Evanston Regional Hospital, Cash Honda Yamaha of Cache Valley, and by mylocalradio.com.
The Eagles barely get to it, but it's stuffed. There's your epic recreation block of the game. Sage Tingy read that perfectly.
And now, Rich High Volleyball fans.
Wallenstein, a laser that hits the top of the net, rolls over the top and in. A fourth service ace in 5 serves by Allie Wallenstein.
Pull on your lucky socks, set your seat to full recline, and get ready to cheer on your Rebels as we head courtside to join the play-by-play voice of the Rebels, Ryan STEINECKERT.
Good morning and welcome to the Utah Valley University's UCCU Center. This is Rich Rebel Volleyball on KADQ and mylocalradio.com at the state tournament. Today, the Rebels are in the semifinals of the championship bracket, facing the state's top 1A team, a team that beat 2A's, well, at least a couple of 2A's top teams and a couple of 3A's top teams. It's the Panguitch Bobcats and the Rich Rebels coming up. We've got your pregame show brought to you by the town of Randolph. The mayor, board members, and town clerk wish the Rebels good luck. We'll hear from the town of Randolph and then set the scene for today's match. Rich Rebel Volleyball on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
Established in 1870, Randolph, Utah is home. Home to the Rich Rebels, to hardy people of high character, and to values of dedication, honesty, hard work, education, and respect for self and others. Randolph is also home to friendly folks who love their families, their town, and their neighbors. Count yourself a neighbor whenever you visit Randolph, Utah. Mayor Lynn Weston and the Town Council of Randolph wish the Rich Rebels good luck and invite you to visit anytime.
In today's world, with so many places to shop and so many options to choose from, sometimes you have to boil it down to one simple question: where do I get treated the best? At Cash Honda Yamaha in Logan, we work hard to make sure every customer knows how much we appreciate them. We love what we do, and we believe in the products we sell. Our goal is to build a lasting friendship with every customer so we can serve you and your family for generations. Visit us today, Cash Honda Yamaha, 3765 US 91, Hyde Park, Utah.
Back at Utah Valley University, this is Ryan STEINECKERT, and we're on the Town of Randolph pregame show. An exciting match for you this morning. Number one, it's the semifinals in the championship bracket. Number two, it's the Panguitch Bobcats, the number one team in the RPI. Speaking of which, let's take a quick peek, gander at the UHSAA RPI and see how things have shaken out so far in the UHSAA RPI. Panguitch 1, ICS 2. You can see that if you're watching online at mylocalradio.com. Monument Valley out. Well, they're in the consolation bracket, and they'll be in action, I think, this morning. Monument Valley, let's see. Where did they drop down to? Lost to Milford. And so, yeah, they're taking on Valley at 11 o'clock this morning. They're in the same spot, essentially, as the Paiute T-Birds, which the Rebels beat last night. Paiute also dropped out after losing to the Rich Rebels. Milford, number 6 team, still in for championship contention. So you've got 1, 2, 5, and 6 in the UHSAA's RPI as the final 4 teams. Max Prep's RPI, a little bit, or Max Prep's rankings has it a little bit closer, with 4 of the top 5 being in the quarter or the semifinal round, in Panguitch versus Rich and Milford versus ICS in that other side of the bracket. Now let's jump back into your scene set, brought to you by Rich County 4-H, empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime. That's Rich County 4-H. Rebels come in by designation of being the lower seed as the visitors. Rich is at 21-11 overall this season. Went 7-1 in Region 22. They've gone 2-0 so far here at State, with 3-0 win over Manila and a 3-2 win over Paiute last night. The Rebels dominated in sets 1 and 3, winning by double digits in both of those sets. But in sets 2 and 4, Paiute won by 2 in each, 30-32 and 26-24. The Rebels pulled out the win in set 5, 15-12. It was tied at 9. Rich went on a 5-0 run and then finally closed it out at the end. So Rich, with that 3-2 win over Paiute last night, onto the semifinals this morning. Panguitch Bobcats, an impressive 23-4 overall this year. They went 12-0 in Region 20, and I believe they didn't lose, may have lost a set against Valley or Paiute. No, they swept Paiute, but either way, they went 12-0 in the region. A perfect set or match wins, a match count. RPI, number 1 at a 7.16 rating, and their most recent win in the quarterfinals was a 3-0 win over Water Canyon. The Bobcats have not been challenged yet here at State. A 3-0 win against Tinnick, a 3-0 win over Water Canyon yesterday, and it's for the Bobcats in their 2 wins. Now, Panguitch has 7 state titles in its history of volleyball, and all of those have come in the last 12 years. They won in 07, 09, in 2010, then in 14, 15, 17, and 18. They've won 4 of the last 5 and the last 2 straight, and they are the favorite to win this one. Rebels will try to upset the Panguitch Bobcats this afternoon, or this morning rather. Now let's take a little bit deeper dive on the scene set and look at some numbers of these 2 teams. On kills per set, the Panguitch Bobcats have the advantage. You can see this if you're watching online at mylocalradio.com. They're averaging just over 11 kills per set. The Rebels just under 9. Hitting percentage far better for Panguitch, and that's been an issue for Rich, something that Coach Lamborn has focused a lot on this year. And that number for Rich, the .159, that's an improvement from earlier in the year. They're getting better, but still the Bobcats have the advantage there. Total blocks, Bobcats the advantage, 170 to 125. On digs per set, that's where you see the Rebels jump way ahead. 7 digs more per set than the Bobcats have. Now, part of that is that the Bobcats are getting a little better defense on the block, or a little more defense on the block, and the Rebels are, well, then you're forced to get those digs. Part of that may be the level of competition, with Rich playing against 4A and 3A Wyoming opponents, 4A Idaho opponents, and playing up a little bit more on the schedule than the Panguitch Bobcats did. Now, however, Panguitch has played some very good competition, beat Richfield once this year, a couple of times actually, once at the Richfield tournament and once in regular season play. Either way, though, the Rebels have the advantage in digs per set, and they'll need to take advantage of that. Now, serving ace is another spot where Rich has a major advantage, or has been better this season. Rich with 259 aces as a team this season. Bobcats no slouch at 178, but if Rich is going to win today, they'll have to pick up a few more aces serving than the Bobcats. And as you can see, per set, the Rebels are averaging about 3. If Rich can get 3, maybe 4 aces per set, they'll keep themselves in this, give themselves a chance to win this match. They've also got to limit the Bobcats. I think if Panguitch goes for 2.5 serves per set, Rich is going to be in a bit of trouble today. Serve-receive game, and that's the name of volleyball. That's the name of the game. This is your Rich County scene set, brought to you by Rich County 4-H. Empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime. I mentioned the Panguitch Bobcats' 7 state titles. Those are all under Coach Troy Norris, I believe. And as for the Rich Rebels, 17 state titles, 15 of those with Coach Cindy Stewart. But most recently, the Rebels won in 2016. I mentioned that the Panguitch Bobcats have won 4 of the last 5. The one they didn't win was a loss to the Rich Rebels in 2016. That was in the state championship match. We'll tell you more about the history between these two teams on our Laketown Ledger, brought to you by the town of Laketown, coming up just before the beginning serve of today's match, about 20 minutes from now. In the meantime, we'll wrap up the Rich County 4-H scene set and move forward into the Stacy's Repair Coaches Show. We'll hear from each of the 2 coaches when we return. Troy Norris of the Bobcats, Wendy Lamborn of the Rebels, right after this on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
In 4-H, we believe young people have the power and influence to improve the world around us. With hands-on learning and education programs, 4-H members pledge their head to clearer thinking, their heart to greater loyalty, their hands to larger service, and their health to better living. To learn more about 4-H in Rich County, stop by our office in the county building in Randolph or give us a call at 435-793-2435. 4-H, empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
When do you schedule doctor appointments?
In bed before I fall asleep.
In the car waiting to pick up my kids.
We can even do it after breakfast.
We all lead busy lives. Online appointment scheduling puts you in control. In just 90 seconds, you can make an appointment with a primary care provider or specialist at evanstonanytime.com. Select the day and time most convenient for you. Enter some basic information, and just like that, you're scheduled for care. Schedule appointments for next day and beyond at evanstonanytime.com.
Welcome back to the Town of Randolph pregame show. Town of Randolph, home of the Rich Rebels. Good luck to the mayor, board members, and town clerk. On to the semifinals this morning, the Rich Rebels and the Panguitch Bobcats. And we jump into the Wendy Lamborn Coaches Show presented by Stacy's Repair. Need a repair? Take it to the ones who truly care. When we return, right after this, we'll hear from Coach Troy Norris of the Panguitch Bobcats. Had a chance to chat with him this morning. I appreciate his time, and we'll hear from him when we return here on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at Westar Printing design your business cards. Now with same-day and next-day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. Westar Printing, 307-789-5202.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
With Troy Norris, head coach of the Panguitch Bobcats. Coach, I appreciate your time.
Well, thank you. Good to be here with you.
You guys have had a good season. You finished number 1 in the RPI. You won your region. A lot of wins this year. Looking good.
Thank you. Yeah, we have had a good year. We've got a fun bunch of girls. We certainly enjoy them.
When you win 2 state titles in a row, others might think, well, maybe they'll be down this year, but not the Panguitch Bobcats recently.
Well, we actually have 5 seniors, and almost all of them started as sophomores, so they've been around a little bit.
Kaisa Miller, one of the top hitters, terminators in the state. What does she do so well?
She sees the floor really well. She hits the ball as hard as anybody you'll ever see, but I think the thing that distinguishes her is it's not all power. She's got great floor placement, and she sees the floor real well, so she's hard to stop.
Like John Stockton to Carl Malone, she's got a great setter, an assist man. Matea Barney, one of the top assist leaders in the state.
She has. She's done a phenomenal job for us. She's been setting since she was a sophomore. She's going all the way around this year for the first time, and so all of our hitters are seeing the same setter, which I think has helped us this year. And she can get anything, and she's really smart. We've got 2 phenomenal hitters, but she'll spread the ball out and keep everybody honest as well. So.
A lot of wins this season, Coach. Where do you feel like your strength of schedule has been? You've played some good, tough opponents?
We went to the Sevier Valley tournament like we do every year, and we saw Rich there as well, and so they know as well as we do that it's good competition there. We're mostly playing 3A teams. In fact, the 3A tournament just ended, and we beat, the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th place teams there, so that was fun. Yeah.
Do you feel like your schedule has been difficult enough to prepare you for this tournament?
We hope so. I mean, other than the Sevier Valley tournament, we run through, Region 1A is what it is. You face, some pretty good teams, and you face some pretty poor teams. So the Sevier Valley tournament at the end definitely helps us.
So far here at State, wins yesterday against Tinnick and, was it Water Canyon?
Yes. Yep.
Can you tell me about those matches briefly?
We served well, and that's about all we really had to do.
Coach, when you played the Rebels at the Sevier Valley tournament, you took the first set, they took the second, you won a close third. What are your expectations against the Rebels today?
I expect it to be close like it always is with Rich. It seems like we've been playing each other for 100 years, and you're in for a battle, both teams. So it's just, I think it all boils down to whoever passes and serves, because we've both got good hitters, and we can block and do the other things. So whoever wins the passing serving battle, I think. So it'll be a good game.
Do you feel like that's what decided the match when you played Rich at Sevier Valley Center?
Yeah, I think it almost always does. Rich jumped out on us 8-0, I think, in the first game, and kind of put us back, and then we went on a big run with them. And so, yeah, if you can't pass, you struggle. So.
Coach, lastly, can I get your quick thoughts on the first year of the RPI? How that's, it worked out well for you. You took first place, but your thoughts on it overall?
I'm not a fan right now, to be honest. I've watched almost all the 1A teams and 2A teams, 3A teams, and it's not how it should have been. Rich and Paiute, I think, in my opinion, were by far at least the 2 and 3 seeds. And so for Rich and Paiute have to face yesterday in the quarterfinals, that's kind of tough. And then it's not good for us or Rich to have to face each other in the semis, where I think we're definitely the top 2 teams. So.
Coach, thanks so much for your time, your thoughts. Anything else you want to touch on?
Just excited and nervous. Always get nervous, but we'll have fun.
That's a good thing, right? Coach, thanks so much for your time. Good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Thanks.
Pleasure to talk with Coach Troy Norris. Always gracious and giving with his time. I always hesitate. Not necessarily hesitate, but I worry a little bit when coaches are coming in with their teams, and I say, "Hey, can I have just a couple of minutes?" And they're always so gracious, and Coach Norris among those. A pleasure to talk with Coach Troy Norris. Stay tuned. We've got more of the Wendy Lamborn Coaches Show coming up. It's brought to you by Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care about you and your vehicle. We'll hear from Rebels coach Wendy Lamborn right after this on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail." Eddie and Todd Jensen, owners of Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho, are proud to support the Rich High Rebels in creating their own path and leaving a trail of success in athletics and in activities, in education and in life. Serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997. Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
Serving Wyoming since 1941, Plains Tire is Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer with great locations throughout the state. They'll get you the right tires and offer the best results for your vehicle at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Plus, you can go to any Plains Tire Pro dealer with their nationwide warranty service. And check out their Plains Tire phone app.
Come down and see us at Plains Tires on 157 Bear River Drive for all your automotive needs. Hablamos también español.
At beautiful Bear Lake, skiing, snowmobiling, sailing, and swimming are just some of the fun activities offered to recreationists. The Greater Bear Lake Valley offers prime hunting and fishing areas, whether it's trout fishing in the streams or ice fishing for Cisco on the lake, hunting deer or seeking elk along the high mountain ridges. The scenic corner of Utah and Idaho offers outdoor recreation and historical interests away from crowds and high prices. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
With Wendy Lamborn, head coach of the Rich Rebels. Coach, a nail-biter, gray hair-inducing win over Paiute last night.
Absolutely. I'm blonde for a reason. Great win, though. We'll take a win when we can get it. So it was a battle, but I was super proud of the girls for finishing.
What was the difference between those first and third sets? You guys really controlled, dominated. It was convincing victories. The second, fourth, and then a close one in the fifth. But what was the difference between those sets?
I have absolutely no idea. I honestly don't. We were talking as coaches and said, what is going on? We would beat them pretty good in the first and then kind of just, I don't know if we got a little nervous. Some hits weren't going in. We got a little discouraged on a couple. A couple of players got a little discouraged. But, our younger players stepped up and did well for us.
So 2-0 here at the state tournament. A close win over Paiute last night. You've got Panguitch this morning in the semifinals.
We do have Panguitch this morning. It's going to be a tough match. They've had a pretty easy cakewalk, so to speak, with the teams that they've played, so they haven't had to battle a lot, and we've pretty much battled. So I'm just hoping that we've played a good schedule this year, and I hope it pays off.
Do you think the cakewalk they've had or the battle you've had so far, which sets you up better for this morning's match, do you think?
We'll soon find out. I don't know. Like I say, I think our girls are a little bit tired, but, it's a state tournament. There's no time to be tired, and hopefully mentally they are tough. We've played a hard, yesterday was a hard game, and then we've had a hard schedule, and I don't know. I think it'll be good that we've played hard teams.
We've talked a lot this year about finishing, and you were able to do that last night against Paiute. Do you feel like the team is, you've obviously come a long way in that area.
I'm super proud of them. They didn't have a lot of confidence. I don't know why. They would just, I don't know if it was care. I really don't know what it was, but I do feel like that they are on board with that they know they can do it. We play a lot of drills in practice where we're both at 22 and we got to battle to 25 or one's behind and one's ahead. So I said that in a timeout last night. I says, we play this drill all the time in practice. The score's 22-25. Yeah, let's go. So,
Coach, you met Panguitch at the Sevier Valley Center, the Richfield tournament, just a couple of weeks ago, and you took the second set from them. Third set was very close as well. What did you learn about them at that match?
I feel like we are really tough servers. I feel like that that's going to have to be our key with Panguitch, is keeping in our serves and just playing tough. They have a good outside hitter that hits line a lot and back that hits line a lot. So they're a good defensive team. So we just got to do the same things, just play our game and do what we know what to do.
A few too many errors last night against Paiute on the service. Is that something you talked about, or the girls know the expectation?
They do know the expectation. Like I say, because we're such tough servers, I expect that we're going to have some of those. But once again, this morning, I just said, you got to give us a chance. We've got to get our serves in and give us a chance. And, when we were down at Richfield Tournament, we only had 6 girls, and we're playing kind of a ski-wampus game and took one from Panguitch. So I feel like, we're healthy and we're doing well right now, so hopefully that helps.
Do you have a feel for where the girls are psychologically coming in after last night's win and getting ready for Panguitch this morning?
In all honesty, we've planned on playing Panguitch. Maybe that was our problem. We were gunning too much for Panguitch and maybe overlooked Paiute a little bit. So I think mentally they're ready for Panguitch.
Coach, anything else you want to touch on?
I don't think so. Thanks, Ryan.
Wendy Lamborn of the Rich Rebels, thank you so much for your time. Good luck this morning in the semis.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Coach Wendy Lamborn of the Rich Rebels. Well, the Tabiona Tigers and the Escalante Mokies. Did I say that right? Escalante? Is it Escalante? Escalante? Escalante is my preferred pronunciation, I think. The Mokies and the Tigers are on a fourth set. So we're going to get behind a little bit on this in court number 3. On the other 3 courts, 1, 2, and 4, teams are warming up for the 9:30 match. But Tabiona, boy, they had a barn burner battle yesterday with Valley and came out on the losing end 3-2. And the winner of this one moves on to the Consolation Championship, that 6th and 8th place match. The loser is done. And neither Tabiona nor Escalante wants to head home this morning. Both teams want to play again later today. So Tabby and Escalante battling. They're in a set 4. Escalante leads 8-4. That's going to push our start time for the Rich Rebels and the Panguitch Bobcats. Our start time will be pushed back likely 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes or more. So we've got some time that we'll fill here. We'll continue on. We'll give you some more details about today's match, these two teams, the matchup. We've got the Christopher Staple family starting lineups, the town of Laketown Ledger. Look back at the history between these two teams, Rich and Panguitch. That's all coming up on our pregame show. The Coach's Show has been brought to you by Stacy's Repair. Need a repair? Take it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff, Utah. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more coverage from the state tournament at Utah Valley University's UCCU Center on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care.
Established in 1870, Randolph, Utah is home. Home to the Rich Rebels, to hardy people of high character, and to values of dedication, honesty, hard work, education, and respect for self and others. Randolph is also home to friendly folks who love their families, their town, and their neighbors. Count yourself a neighbor whenever you visit Randolph, Utah. Mayor Lynn Weston and the Town Council of Randolph wish the Rich Rebels good luck and invite you to visit anytime.
We're back at the Utah Valley University UCCU Center. Ryan Steineckert here, awaiting the start of the semifinal match between Rich and Panguitch. It was interesting to talk with Coach Troy Norris. My assumption would be that he would be, I think, pleased or at least satisfied with the RPI and the way things shook out. And since I'm talking about it, let me bring the graphic back up there for you. If you're watching online at mylocalradio.com, you see the UHSAA RPI on the left and the Max Preps ranking system on the right side. And Panguitch number 1 in both of those ranking or rating systems. The Bobcats, I would think Troy Norris would be at least satisfied. But I asked him earlier just this morning, and he said, you know what, I don't really like it so far. He recognizes, and it totally makes sense. I just overthought it or didn't think about this aspect of it, that from his standpoint, he sees Rich and Paiute as the number 2 and 3 teams as the Max Preps shows. And his thought was, well, we should be playing Rich or Paiute in the championship, not in the semifinals. And so he says it's not fair to us either to have to play our probably the best match in the semifinals rather than the championship. And he says he's watched teams, he's competed against Paiute and Valley and some of these others. And, of course, Rich come in ranked below ICS in the UHSAA RPI. Rebels swept ICS at Rich. And it looks like, now there's more to it, but the simple look at it is that ICS had more wins, and so they finished above Rich in that RPI. But even from the first place team's standpoint, the coach just not real happy, not a fan of how things have shaken out, despite the fact that his team came in number 1 and had a cakewalk yesterday. He said that his team served well, and that's about all they needed to do to earn those wins yesterday. Monument Valley, who came in as the number 3 team, is in consolation. They'll play Valley this morning beginning at 11 o'clock. If you again looking at that left side of the image on mylocalradio.com, Panguitch and ICS both in the semifinals on opposite sides of the bracket. Monument Valley is in consolation, Paiute in consolation. Rich, the number 5 team, will face Panguitch this morning in the championship semifinals, and Milford is in the championship semifinals as well, where they'll face ICS. So that's where we're sitting here this morning. Valley, or Escalante and Tabiona doing battle on court 3, and that is the court where Rich and Panguitch will face off here momentarily. Our pregame show is brought to you by the town of Randolph, home of the Rich Rebels. Good luck from the mayor, board members, and town clerk. And it's with Tabiona and Escalante, set number 4. And between interviewing coaches and getting things set up for my pregame coverage, I've been unable to keep track of where the set count is between Tabiona and Escalante. All I can tell you is that in set 4, Escalante leads 13-9, and that's the score you can see if you're watching on mylocalradio.com, the audio stream that we are able to provide here at State. Let's take a look at the Laketown Ledger and prep a little bit more for the Rich versus Panguitch match that is coming up. The Laketown Ledger brought to you by the town of Laketown. Good luck, Rebels, from the mayor and town council of Laketown. Down at the south end of beautiful Bear Lake, the Caribbean of the Rockies. That's the town of Laketown. Now, the Rebels and the Bobcats, my records go back to 2002. And in that span, this is interesting. There may not be two other teams that have met for state championships more than Rich and Panguitch, especially within the last 17 years. In these last 17 years, the Panguitch Bobcats and the Rich Rebels have met in the state championship match 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 6 times. And in that span, the Rebels won it in 2002, again in 03. Bobcats took it in 07, the Rebels in 08. The Rebels in 16, the Bobcats in 2017. These teams met last year in, they didn't end up meeting last year as Rich lost in the semifinals. Did they lose to Panguitch last year in the semis? No, it was against Monticello in the semifinals and then faced Intermountain Christian for that 3rd and 4th place match. And Panguitch went on to win over Monticello for the state championship. So a lot of matchups between these two teams and a lot of very meaningful matchups. I mentioned the 6 times in the state championship. They also met in 2015, 2009, and in 2005 in the semifinals. And the Bobcats are 2-1 against Rich in those semifinal matchups. Overall, Panguitch 10 wins to 6 losses against Rich since 2002. Several of those have also been in regular season play at the Richfield tournament, including earlier this year. The Bobcats beat the Rebels 2-1 at the Sevier Valley Center tournament. That was the beginning of October, so a little less than a month ago, 3 weeks, I guess it was. But in the history between these two programs, going back to 2002, and I know they played several times before that, likely in the state championship match before that, as Rich won 17 state titles beginning in 1988 and most recently in 2016. But my records only go back to 2002, and in that time period, the Rebels 6 wins, the Panguitch Bobcats with 10 wins. That's your Laketown Ledger, brought to you by the town of Laketown. Good luck, Rebels, from the mayor and town council of Laketown, Utah. Tabiona Tigers and the Escalante Mokies delayed for a moment with some rotation questions or coaching concerns. Mokies lead 16-13 in set number 4. All of the other 9:30 matches underway, including in the 2A bracket or the 2A tournament on courts 1 and 2. And then in the 1A tournament, Paiute facing Water Canyon And Paiute off to a 9-5 lead in that first set. We'll keep an eye on the Mokies and the Tigers. Tigers let a serve go by. It drops in on the line just barely for the Mokies, and an ace makes it 18-14 Mokies in set number 4. Escalante with the serve. Tabby sets it up high and outside, and a nice big hit right down in the middle by Cassidy Bales gives the Tigers the point, but they trail 18-15 in set number 4. Since we've got a moment here, let me just run through the starting lineups for the Rich Rebels, brought to you by the Christopher Staple family, wishing the Rebels the best. Rebels will start at junior number 2, McKenna Stacy. Senior number 5, Allie Walentine. Senior number 6, Kendall Staple. A junior number 32, J.C. Cornea. Senior number 35, Eliana Brown. And senior number 45, Sydney Hatch. Libero is number 10, a junior, Sage Tingy. And for the Panguitch Bobcats, Christopher Staple family starting lineups. A senior, number 6, middle blocker, Kaisa Miller. A junior defensive specialist, number 8, Lexi Griffin. Senior outside hitter, number 10, Tana Franson. Senior defensive specialist, the libero, Camry Fisher. Senior outside hitter, Talia Norris, number 12. Senior number 13, the setter, Matea Barney, and a sophomore middle blocker, number 18, Faith Owens. Those are your starting lineups, brought to you by the Christopher Staple family, wishing the Rebels the best. That's Sunshine Staple and the family. 20-15, Mokies lead the Tigers in set number 4. The Rich Rebels this week. Just less than 1 week ago, Sage Tingy's grandpa, Wesley Robert Tingy, passed away. Wesley was the owner and operator of T7 Propane in Woodruff, the country store in Woodruff, and the Tingy Ranch. And our condolences go out to the Tingy family. T7 Propane is one of our sponsors of Rebel broadcasts here on KADQ and MyLocalRadio.com. T7 Propane in Woodruff for all your propane needs, 435-793-4208. And want to take this opportunity to just mention Wesley Robert Tingy. I just recently had the chance of meeting him, a friendly, kind man. And he was a beloved husband, father, son, grandpa, great-grandpa, and friend to everyone he met. Just some quick information about him. And I believe the funeral is scheduled for this Monday afternoon. He was born February 25th, 1944 in Colville, Utah. Played basketball. He earned the nickname of the Floor General and later played for Utah State University as a college basketball player. He coached and taught at Rich High School. He's been a local businessman with his partner and his wife, Dorothy Tingy, for the last 34 years. His true love was ranching and community. He and Dorothy have been married for 57 years. They celebrated their 57th wedding anniversary just this past July. And he's been involved with the community, with his family. He was loved by all he met. He dearly knew and loved his family. Leaves behind, of course, his wife, several children, 29 grandchildren, 8 great-grandchildren, and others. Children Sean Tingy, Darren Tingy, Brian Tingy, Sherilyn Tingy Hobbs, Carrie Tingy Mendel, Alyssa Tingy Webb, and Ty Tingy. And he will be missed, but never forgotten by his family and friends. And this is such a small token, but a thank you goes out to the T7 Propane in Woodruff and West Tingy for sponsoring, supporting Rich Rebel sports, not just Rich Rebel volleyball, but they support and sponsor our football broadcasts and Rebel basketball broadcasts as well. And again, condolences, our thoughts and prayers with the Tingy family. Wesley Robert Tingy, granddaughter Sage Tingy, a junior for the Rich Rebel volleyball team, and it's been surely a tough week for her. And I was talking with Coach Wendy Lamborn earlier this week. She said that, yes, the team has rallied around and comforted and helped Sage through this week. And another member of the team, Sage's little sister, Tylee Tingy, a freshman this year, I don't believe she dressed and came to the state tournament as a member of the varsity club, but certainly a member of the team. And again, just a sad time for the Tingey family, and we send our condolences and wish the best for the Tingeys. Tabiona Tigers and the Escalante Mokies in set number 4. Not sure what's going on with our internet right now. We'll try to get this sorted out. Well, apologies on some technical issues. Internet kind of up and down a little bit, and we're down. What the heck? Our apologies on some internet issues we're having here at the Utah Valley University UCCU Center. We're in pregame coverage brought to you by the town of Randolph, home of the Rich Rebels. And some extended coverage. Escalante leading 24-18 over the Tabiona Tigers, make it 25-18. Escalante wins set number 4, and I've been unable to keep track of set count, so this will tell us right now, did Escalante just win the match, or are we headed for a 5th and final deciding set between Escalante and Tabiona? Tabby, the number 10 seed in the RPI, Escalante number 11. And it looks like we will move on to a 5th set between Tabiona and Escalante. Rich Rebels and the Panguitch Bobcats in the championship semifinals coming up on court 3, where Tabiona and Escalante are headed to a set 5. So that puts us a bit behind schedule. We'll keep it right here, give you a little bit of bonus coverage of that match between the Tigers and the Mokies. We'll also set the scene a little bit further and look at the matchups between Rich and Panguitch and review some of that on our Town of Randolph pregame show. For now, we'll take a quick break and be right back on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. As one of the region's most visited websites, MyLocalRadio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit MyLocalRadio.com today to stream it all live.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
Early Oregon-bound immigrants traveled through the Bear Lake Valley. US 30 basically follows the Oregon Trail. Many wagon trains stopped at Thomas L. Pegleg Smith Trading Post, located near Dingle, Idaho, for supplies. One traveler wrote of camping along Cotton Line Bear River, watching grass as tall as a man wave in the wind. Today, you don't have to ride in a wagon to visit Bear Lake Valley, but the rich history is still here to enjoy. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come on in, Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come on in, Hotel and Suites, Casper. As one of the region's most visited websites, MyLocalRadio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit MyLocalRadio.com today to stream it all live.
Early Oregon-bound immigrants traveled through the Bear Lake Valley. U.S. Highway 30 basically follows the Oregon Trail. Many wagon trains stopped at Thomas L. Pegleg Smith Trading Post, located near Dingle, Idaho, for supplies. One traveler wrote of camping along Cotton Line Bear River, watching grass as tall as a man wave in the wind. Today, you don't have to ride in a wagon to visit Bear Lake Valley, but the rich history is still here to enjoy. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
Back at the UCCU Center on the campus of Utah Valley University. Tabiona Tigers and Escalante Mokies in a set 5 on court number 3, where Rich and Panguitch wait on the wings, or in the wings, to take the court. Rich and Panguitch for the championship semifinals. This match between Tabiona and Escalante. The loser goes home. The winner plays against either Whitehorse or Green River. I failed to see who won that match. I'll check on that in a moment. But the winner will play for 5th or 6th and 8th place in consolation play. Let's see if we can get an update on who won between Green River and Whitehorse. Drop down. Nope. No score update there. So we'll just keep an eye on this Tabiona Escalante match and continue on with our pregame coverage, brought to you by the town of Randolph. 3-1, Tabby leads. The Rebels and the Bobcats, as I mentioned on our Laketown Ledger, have met at least 16 times over the past 17 years. And 6 of those times for state championships, 3 times in the semifinals. Rebels won in the semis against Panguitch in 2005. And then the Bobcats beat the Rebels in 2009 and again in 2015 in the semifinals. They've played for 2 of the last 3 state championships. The Rebels won it in 2016. The Bobcats won it in 2017. And the teams did not meet last year. They've played once already this year. That was at the Richfield tournament at the Sevier Valley Center. And we can take, we'll take a look back at that match for just a quick moment here. That was the first thing on Saturday morning, and Panguitch took the first set 25-15. The Rebels had jumped out to a 7-0 lead, but Panguitch battled back, went on a 14-3 run from trailing 9-3. Then they went up 14-10. That was actually a 14-1 run, and quite a turnaround, and Panguitch went on to win that first set. The Rebels, though, won the second set 27-26. Took it to a third set, which also was very close, and Panguitch won 15-12. These teams consistently have battled, have as dominant as Rich was, winning state titles in the 1990s and the early 2000s. Panguitch has been that dominant in the last 10 years. They've won 7 of the last 12 and 4 of the last 5. Bobcats right now are the team to beat, and of course come in as the number 1 seed from the RPI, from Region 20 as well. So the Panguitch Bobcats and the Rich Rebels coming up. Meanwhile, Tabiona leads 5-1 over Escalante in set number 5. Escalante just got a kill that was blocked out of bounds and makes it 5-2 on that Station on Main scoreboard. The Bobcats are led. I talked with Coach Troy Norris earlier, if you heard that interview on our Stacy's Repair Coaches show. But Kaisa Miller, one of the top killers in the state, at 284 kills coming into the weekend. And she's also been very good, 51 aces, 98 blocks. She's an all-around big-time player for this Panguitch Bobcats team. Second on the team is Talia Norris with 244 kills. And those two stand alone at the top as far as hitters go for this Bobcats team. A handful of others are in the 60 to 100 mark. Brianna Stowe at 82 kills, Faith Owens and Tana Franson at 68 kills apiece. But really the two big hitters are Kaisa Miller and Talia Norris. They're also two of the bigger blockers, Brianna Stowe and Faith Owens at close to 50 blocks. And then Matea Barney, this is an impressive number, 682 assists this season. And that's huge. So often I think we watch volleyball and we see the hitters maybe not get the right timing or a great hit on the ball and think, well, they mistimed it or they just didn't swing right or things like that. But a setter plays such a big part as to how a hitter is able to finish. And Matea Barney, as good as they come, maybe in all of the state of Utah, with 682 assists this year. She's athletic. She's got 27 blocks, 27 kills, 30 aces, and a pretty good all-around player as well. She's a senior, as the Bobcats with 5 seniors. But Panguitch recently, you think about losing those 5 seniors next year, and where will Panguitch be? The Bobcats in recent history haven't had to rebuild. They just reload, and they've got some players, Haley Eyre, Abigail Holman, Brianna Stowe, Lexi Griffin, who starts. She's a junior this year, and then Faith Owens, a sophomore. The Bobcats will be tough and very good, probably in contention again next year, just because of how Coach Norris has this program running. As for the Rich Rebels, a similar situation in the fact that not 5 seniors, but 4 seniors for Rich on this year's squad. In Allie Wallentine, Kendall Staple, Eliana Brown, and Sydney Hatch, all 4 starters for this Rich Rebel volleyball team. And while they will certainly be missed, Rich looks pretty good with the future coming up. McKenna Stacy, the Rebels' leading hitter this season, will be back. She's a junior. Sage Tingy, the libero, will come back. And then you've got a handful of others. Of course, J.C. Cornea, the setter, a junior this year as well. And the Rebel JV team was very solid this year. And you're seeing a lot of those players, Brittany Lamborn, Annie Peart, Taylor McKee, coming in at times consistently through matches here at state, contributing and helping the team win. And so Rich will be very good again next year as well. It will not be a rebuild, but a reload type situation, as they say. Tabiona leads 8-7 over the Mokies in set number 5. Tigers with the service. And I believe this is Lazenby delivering just short into the net for the service error. Tying the score at 8. Let me get down to, got Tabiona's roster here. If I can find it. That was Peyton Lazenby, the junior. Tigers set it up, hit, deflected out of bounds by the Mokies, and Tabby retakes the lead 9-8. Set number 5. We're keeping an eye on that match because it's the only 9:30. Well, it's the only court where the 9:30 match has not started yet. Rich and Panguitch awaiting the finish of Tabiona and Escalante for set number, or on court number 3. The semifinals will begin shortly. Tabiona leading 9-8. Set it up, blocked. They dig it up, tapped back, but a Tiger in the net ties the score at 9. Let's jump back to something I was looking at earlier in our scene set. The Rebels and the Bobcats, and some set statistics and how these teams may match up for today. Now, it's tough to say because they've played such a different schedule, so many different opponents. The Rebels facing a lot of teams in the northeast of Utah and southwest Wyoming and southeast Idaho, which faces a lot of opponents there, whereas Panguitch is playing a lot more southern opponents. But you can still get a feel for what kind of teams these are. The Bobcats hold an advantage in kills per set. You can see they kill it average about 11 kills per set, where the Rebels are just under 9. Hitting percentage, a definite advantage to the Bobcats, and that's been a point of emphasis for the Rebels this season. Coach Wendy Lamborn working with her team this year on finishing and finding ways to terminate, to get that point, get that kill. But still, the Bobcats a 244 hitting percentage as a team. The Rebels just a 159. Total blocks, Bobcats again the advantage, not by much, 170 to 125. But their defense, a bigger focal point on the block. And just for point of clarification, for those of you who may not be big volleyball fans, Tabby takes an 12 to 10 lead late in the 5th set. For those who are not diehard volleyball fans, a block is only counted as a block if it directly results in a point. So a player up at the net that deflects a ball and it goes back to the other team, is dug up, and play continues, that does not actually count as a block on the statistics. A block counts as a block if it results in a point, a deflection or a block that drops down to the court and scores a point for the blocking team. So with that clarification, or with that point of interest, we see that the Panguitch Bobcats, 170 blocks, and the Rebels at 125. Digs per set, that's the Rebels' point of emphasis, has been a little bit better there defensively. And you look at the Panguitch Bobcats roster, there's more height there than the Rebels have. And so I think by natural physical laws of physics type thing, the Bobcats would have more blocks. But digs per set, the Rebels with almost 7 digs more per set than the Bobcats have had. And digs, that doesn't directly translate into points, but that keeps the ball alive, and it's the form of defense, a form of defense the Rebels have excelled at this year. And individually, Allie Wallenstein has led the Rebels with 366 digs this year. McKenna Stacy, 247, and J.C. Cornea not far behind at 242. All 3 of those Rebels in the top 25 statewide for digs total, and Allie Wallenstein came into the tournament tied for 12th in the state with those 366 digs. Tabiona on top, 13-12 with the service. Cassidy Bales delivers. Mokies pass it high and pass it over. Tabiona setting up the attack. They go high and outside. Lazenby's hit, blocked. She digs. Set it up again and push it back across. This is set 5 between Tabiona and Escalante. The winner moves on for the 6th and 8th place match. The loser goes home and is done for the tournament. Tabby celebrates a point and leads 14-12, has match point. One more point I want to look at with the Rebels and the Bobcats is aces. Mokies take a timeout, so we'll move along with comparing the service aces and aces per set. Naturally, more aces will lead to more aces per set. The Rebels with almost 260 aces through the regular season. Again, that number is without, I believe, no state tournament numbers or no state tournament stats. And the Bobcats, no slouch, 178 aces this season. But Coach Wendy Lamborn, she says our first attack is an ace. And that often lends itself to a few more service errors. And that's also been a point of emphasis for Rich this season. And especially here late, Coach Lamborn wants to see 5 service errors or fewer in a match. And in that 3-0 win versus Manila, the Rebels had 5 yesterday. In the 3-2 win over Paiute yesterday, Rich had 14 service errors. And Rich will have to be better than that today against Panguitch. Tabiona just won with an ace, 15-12. The serve received, shanked off to the side, and Tabby moves on with a 3-2 victory over Escalante. The Tigers, with the victory, will face either Green River or Whitehorse. Looks like the bracket on the Utah High School Activities Association still has not been updated as to who won between Green River and Whitehorse. But the Rebels and the Bobcats now finally able to take the court and start warming up for their semifinal match that was scheduled to start at 9 o'clock. We're at 10 a.m. and we'll give each team a few minutes to get warmed up and ready to go. So we'll take a quick break. We'll have more Info on the matchup between these two teams, Rich and Panguitch in the state semifinals. The winner will play for the championship. The loser will drop down and play either ICS or Milford in the third and fourth place match. Stay tuned. More of Rich Rebel Volleyball coming up on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
Established in 1870, Randolph, Utah is home. Home to the rich rebels, to hardy people of high character, and to values of dedication, honesty, hard work, education, and respect for self and others. Randolph is also home to friendly folks who love their families, their town, and their neighbors. Count yourself a neighbor whenever you visit Randolph, Utah. Mayor Lynn Weston and the Town Council of Randolph wish the rich rebels good luck and invite you to visit anytime.
In today's world, with so many places to shop and so many options to choose from, sometimes you have to boil it down to one simple question: where do I get treated the best? At Cash Honda Yamaha in Logan, we work hard to make sure every customer knows how much we appreciate them. We love what we do and we believe in the products we sell. Our goal is to build a lasting friendship with every customer so we can serve you and your family for generations. Visit us today, Cash Honda Yamaha, 3765 US 91, Hyde Park, Utah. In 4-H, we believe young people have the power and influence to improve the world around us. With hands-on learning and education programs, 4-H members pledge their head to clearer thinking, their heart to greater loyalty, their hands to larger service, and their health to better living. To learn more about 4-H in Rich County, stop by our office in the county building in Randolph or give us a call at 435-793-2435. 4-H, empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
When do you schedule doctor appointments?
In bed before I fall asleep.
In the car waiting to pick up my kids.
We can even do it after breakfast.
We all lead busy lives. Online appointment scheduling puts you in control. In just 90 seconds, you can make an appointment with a primary care provider or specialist at evanstonanytime.com. Select the day and time most convenient for you. Enter some basic information, and just like that, you're scheduled for care. Schedule appointments for next day and beyond at evanstonanytime.com.
Semifinal match coming up. Rich versus Panguitch. Your pregame coverage is brought to you by the town of Randolph, home of the Rich Rebels. Good luck from the mayor, board members, and town clerk. Here at the state tournament, they schedule matches an hour and a half apart. So the Tabiona Tigers and the Escalante Mokies started their match this morning at 8 o'clock. The tournament scheduling had Rich versus Panguitch in the semifinals at 8:30 or at 9:30, an hour and a half later. But Tabby and Escalante won a full 5 sets. Tabby won 15-13 in the final and moves on to the 6th and 8th place match. That also puts us a bit behind schedule. This one was scheduled to start at 9:30, and it looks like we're about 5, maybe 8 minutes away from starting. They'll give Rich 4 minutes by themselves on the court. Panguitch will get 4 minutes by themselves on the court, and then a minute or two of service time back and forth. We're a good 10 minutes away from this match getting started. Our pregame show is brought to you by the town of Randolph. We should mention the Rich County 4-H, empowering young people with the skills to lead for a lifetime. Rich County 4-H sponsors our scene set, and I feel like I've been here long enough. We can run through that scene set again, and probably if you're just joining us, this will be good information. The Rich Rebels at 21-11 overall, went 7-1 in Region 22. And a funny region schedule this year with Manila, Tabiona, ICS, Rich, Mount Vernon, and USDB. And they ended up not counting the USDB matches as varsity matches, but versus Mount Vernon, the Rebels played their freshmen and won those matches easily. And then, so Rich had 8 region matches. ICS, because of last year's basketball issues. They did not play Tabiona. They were mandated not to play Tabiona in regular season competition. So I think ICS only played 6 or maybe 4 region matches. Manila played, I think, 6. Tabiona played 4 or 6, whereas Rich played the 8. But whatever it all boils down to, the Rebels went 7-1 in Region 22 and won the region title. They lost at ICS 3-2 and then beat the Lions at Rich 3-0. But of course, with the RPI rating system, the region titles really become meaningless, and Rich finished in the RPI rating below ICS, which will face Milford later on today in the other semifinal match. That'll be the match directly following Rich versus Panguitch. So the Rebels, number 5 in the RPI, and won last night over Paiute 3-2. Paiute T-Birds look like they're leading the Water Canyon Wildcats, I believe it is, over on court number 4. Panguitch Bobcats, an impressive 23-4 overall this season. The 4 losses, we can take a look, came at the hands. I know they lost to Richfield, 3A Richfield early on. Yeah, 3-1 against Richfield. They lost to South Sevier. That was out at South Sevier on the 24th of September. They came back and beat South Sevier, I believe, at the Richfield tournament. No, they actually didn't play South Sevier. Oh, that was South Summit they beat at the Richfield tournament. So there's 2 losses to 3A Richfield and 2A South Sevier. And then they also lost to one of 2A's top teams, North Summit. Panguitch lost to North Summit twice during the Richfield tournament, both times 2-1. They also came back and beat Richfield in the regular season after losing to Richfield on the 22nd of August. They beat Richfield at that Richfield tournament 2-1. So this is a Panguitch team that has improved and done well. They lost 1 set against Milford earlier this year. And that's the last time they lost a set was October 18th. They've gone 3-0 so far, or 6-0 on set count so far here at the state tournament. Lost a set to Grand County, that's 3A Grand. Lost a set to Rich at the Richfield tournament and a set to Richfield there as well. But Panguitch has not lost a lot of sets this year. They lost those 3 sets to Richfield early on. That makes it, 3 there. They lost in 3 to South Sevier. That's a total of 6 sets lost. 7-8 against North Summit. 9 against Richfield. 10 against Rich. 1 against Grand County makes 11. 12-13 to North Summit. 1 loss to Richfield. Is 14 set losses this season in 27 matches. That's impressive. North Summit, or for Panguitch, 23-4 overall, and a perfect 12-0 in Region 20. Come in with the number 1 RPI in the UHSAA ratings. They were also ranked number 1 in the Max Preps rankings. And most recently, 3-0 wins yesterday over Tinnick and Water Canyon. No trouble for Panguitch with sweeps yesterday against their opponents in second round and quarterfinal action. These 2 teams met earlier this year, as I mentioned, at the Richfield tournament. Bobcats won the first set. Rebels took the second in a close set, and the Bobcats won set 3 very close, 15-12. Expect a close match here today. Again, I mean, it's pretty simple. This is not an opinion, but Panguitch the favorite to win. They're the number 1 seed in the RPI, the number 1 overall team at this tournament. Rich comes in as the number 5 team in the bracket. Also, in addition to that, the ranking, the RPI spots for these teams, Panguitch beat Rich earlier this year. So those 2 factors contribute to put Panguitch as the favorite down on paper. But this Rebel team can compete well. They're one of the top service ace teams in the state. They've got a couple of outside hitters in McKenna Stacy, Allie Wallenstein, and not far behind, Sydney Hatch from the middle can knock the ball down. And you look at the history of Rich Rebel volleyball, 17 state titles. They beat Panguitch for the state title in 2016. Coach Wendy Lamborn of the Rebels played college volleyball, one of the all-time leading hitters in Cokeville High School history. Taking over in her first year, she's got these Rebels playing well, feeling confident. They took a set from Panguitch here at the Richfield tournament, and that should mention that when Rich played Panguitch, their JV team was busy competing in the Richfield JV tournament and won that tournament without losing a set. And so that was a few players in rotations that Rich didn't have. Also at that tournament, Eliana Brown injured her ankle on Friday night, and Rich, she's the second leading blocker on the team. And I think fifth in kills on the team. And so that was certainly a factor in Rich losing to Panguitch. The Rebels, I think, feel confident. Panguitch probably feels confident as well. Both teams, I'm sure, there are plenty of nerves and feeling nervous. But you don't get to this point of a season, you don't get to the semifinals in the championship bracket without some confidence. And this will be a fun one between Rich and Panguitch. The number 1 in the RPI versus the number 5 in the RPI. Folks that may not be fans of the UHSA RPI may look to the Max Preps and see probably more accurate, at least at this point, from what we've had this volleyball season. This is number 1 versus number 2, Rich versus Panguitch. That's what we've got coming up in the semifinals of the championship bracket. Our pregame coverage has been brought to you by the town of Randolph, home of the Rich Rebels. Good luck from the mayor, board members, and town clerk. We're just moments away from getting this match underway. So we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with the Rolene Kennedy first set. Rolene Kennedy is Rich County's representative at Auto Farm Chevrolet in Evanston, Wyoming. We'll be right back with that first set when we return on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. Orthopedic surgery is the practice of medicine centered around bones and joints. It's all about movement and activity and getting that to be less painful. Watching a patient with a specific problem, whether that's pain or decreased range of motion, and being able to treat them, by far the best part of my job.
Meet the service and parts department staff at Auto Farm Chevrolet. We work on almost every type of vehicle, foreign and domestic. We also sell parts and accessories for almost all makes and models. Our staff is friendly and well-trained, and we are here to serve you. Open Monday through Friday beginning at 7:30 a.m. We invite you to Auto Farm Chevrolet for all your parts and for all your service needs. 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a community-driven dealer.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
We know that when you think of Plains Tire in Evanston, you always think
The Tire Professionals.
Quality customer service. They're friendly with great prices.
I really like Plains Tire in Evanston.
But did you also know that the team at Plains Tire offers oil changes, windshield wiper checks, and free alignment checks? That's right, free alignment checks. We don't want you to quit thinking all those great things when you hear Plains Tire. We just want you to add to the list. Plains Tire, the tire professionals. Stop in today, 157 Bear River Drive.
Final horn on warm-ups just sounded as the Rich Rebels and the Panguitch Bobcats face off in the semifinals of the championship bracket. Panguitch 2-0 here at the state tournament. They've won all 6 of their sets they've played. Swept Tinnick, swept Water Canyon. The Rebels swept Manila and then beat Paiute last night 3-2. A couple of dominant set wins for the Rebels in the first and third sets. Paiute took sets 2 and 4, 32-30 and 26-24 before the Rebels squeaked out a 15-12 win in set number 5 to get by the Paiute T-Birds. Teams shake hands at the net Our pregame show has been brought to you by the town of Randolph. The coaches show was presented by Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. Need a repair? Take it to the ones who truly care. We got through our Town of Laketown Ledger, brought to you by the Mayor and Town Council of Laketown, Utah, and the Christopher Staple family starting lineups. We'll recap those real quick. For the Bobcats, number 6, Kaisa Miller. Number 8, Lexi Griffin. Number 10, Tana Franson. Number 12, Talia Norris. 13, Matea Barney. 18, Faith Owens, with libero number 11, Camry Fisher. Rebels with number 2, McKenna Stacy. Number 5, Kendall Staple. No, Allie Wallenstein, is number 5. Number 6, Kendall Staple. Number 32, JC Cornea. 35, Eliana Brown. And 45, Sydney Hatch, with libero number 10, Sage Tingy. Rebels in the blue jerseys, blue stripes down the shoulders, but black is the main color on the jersey with the white numbers, black shorts. Sage Tingy, the libero, in the white jersey. Panguitch just about the opposite. White jersey overall with black numbers, blue down the sleeves, short sleeves for Panguitch, and a blue libero jersey for Camry Fisher. Rich will have the first serve, presented by Town & Country Realty. Selling Bear Lake in Utah and Idaho. Town & Country Realty, give Pam Cornea a call, 435-779-0012. Wallenstein serves long and out, and the Rebels start with a service error. Coach Lamborn wants service errors at a minimum. Wants to keep those at 5 or fewer in a match. Rebels already 1/5 of the way there. Bobcats serve. Rebels get a good pass. Stacy hits cross court. Fisher digs. Bobcats hit. Rebels dig it up over into court number 4. And Panguitch leads 2-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Just underway in set number 1, brought to you by Rolene Kennedy, Rich County's representative at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Bobcats serve. Tingy, good pass up front to Cornea. Back set on the right side. Brown hits. Diving dig by the Bobcats. Set it up. Kaisa Miller hits. Deflected. Stacy dug it off to the right side, and no other Rebel could get there. 3-0 Bobcats with the lead in this first set. The semifinal match, and served into the net for an error to give Rich the side out. 3-1. Bobcats lead with Sydney Hatch serving for Rich. Right to left at mylocalradio.com and on live.ksl.com. Miller hits hard. Would have been long, but the Rebels tried to play it and deflect it out of bounds past the back line. Back to serve goes, I believe, Lexi Griffin, defensive specialist, number 8 rather. Rebels receive the service, set it up in the middle. Staple goes back corner right side and drops it in for the Bear Lake Realty kill. 4-2. Kendall Staple, she and Sydney Hatch may be the keys for today's match. If those two can combine for 15 or 20 kills total by finding the corners like Staple just did, I think Rich could win this one. Talia Norris from high and outside. Rebels dig. High and outside they go to McKenna Stacy, and 2 touches on the set by Rich gives Panguitch a 5-2 lead on the Station on Main scoreboard. Back to serve. Is that Abigail Holman? I'm having a hard time seeing Panguitch numbers. Either way, it's an ace for the Bobcats. Oh no, that is Matea Barney with the service. 6-2 Bobcats lead after that ace. Barney serves again. Better pass this time from the Rebels. Cornea high and outside for Stacy. Hit cross court. Had to loop it over the block. Easy dig. Talia Norris hits it hard. Rebels block it. Diving dig. Couple of attempts, but the Bobcats can't control it. 6-3. Rebels trailing by 3. Here on this Station on Main scoreboard in the first set, brought to you by Rolene Kennedy. Stacy serves long and out. Second service error of the match already for Rich. 7-3, Bobcats lead. It's been a challenge, a problem all season long for Rich, the service errors. And it's a fine line to walk because they want that serve to be their first attack. Service into the net. The Bobcats with 2 service errors of their own brings the Rebels back to within 3. 7-4 on the Station on Main scoreboard, and Kendall Staple steps back for the service. She delivered a couple of nice aces yesterday and then went over Paiute. Set high and outside, or high and right side. Talia Norris swings and hits short or low into the net. Rebels within 2, 7-5. Staple set to serve again. By serve percentage, she's second on this team. Bobcats return it. Rebels diving comprehensive family dental dig. Wallentine hits to the back corner. Bobcats dig it up, set it up, and the Rebels dig. From the back line, passed high and up front, and then Brown just passes it over on the second touch. Bobcats, a quick set in the middle, hit long and out. Did the Rebels deflect? No. Rich celebrates the point and trails 7-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard here in this first set. Bobcats jumped out to a 4-1 lead, but Rich has battled back. Staple serves again. Not a great pass. Passed up high on the second touch and passed over. Stacy, nice pass up front. Cornea doesn't have to move as the Rebels set it up. Wallentine hits cross court, dug into court number 4. Bear Lake Realty kill for Allie Wallentine, and the Rebels have tied the score at 7 in Rolene Kennedy's set number 1. Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Chevrolet, a community-driven dealership. Staples serve, a laser, just kept alive. Played from out of bounds and passed over. Cornea sets in the middle. Hatch, right corner in the line. The Rebels score in lead 8-7 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Sydney Hatch with the kill from the middle. Found a perfect spot. Staple serves, just clears the net. Decent pass up front. Talia Norris tips it over the Rebel block. Pancake dig for Rich, and they pass it over. Great comprehensive family dental pancake dig by Staple. Set it up, touch it across, another diving dig. Rich keeps it alive, and Staple passes it over. Rebels hustling early on. Barney, nice set, quick set. Rebels deflect it and keep it alive. Again, scrambling. They don't put up a nice attack, but they keep the ball alive and pass it over. Barney, quick back set for Norris. Hits low into the net. Dug, and it was into the net. 4 hits. The Bobcats kept playing it. With 4 courts in action, it's tough to say which whistle is for which court, but the Rebels lead 9-7. Touch attack from the middle. Rebels dig up, overpass it, set it up, overpass again. Bobcats hit down the line, cross court to the Rebel bench and in. 9-8. Bobcats within 1. Panguitch with the service. Rebels receive, pass it high up to the front, set high and outside. Wallentine's hit blocked. Stacy digs it in the back corner. Rebels pass it back over to the Bobcats, who set it up, pass it, a quick set in the middle, and they kill. We're tied at 9. Talia Norris back to serve. Ball got stuck behind a row of seats that line the back wall. Norris approaches with the left-handed running jump serve, and she serves long and out. 3 service errors in this first set for the Panguitch Bobcats. And Rich retakes the lead 10-9 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Ellie Brown serves for the Rebels. High and outside. Hit down the line, diving dig. If the Rebels let that one go, I think it would have been out, but Brown had no chance to decide, just had to try to make a play on it. That ties the score at 10. I believe it was Kaisa Miller on the attack. Back to serve is the libero, Camry Fisher. Good pass from the Rebels. Cornea in the middle, Hatch back corner. Lunging dig attempt, not quite good enough for the Bobcats, and Rich leads 11-10. Another Bear Lake Realty kill for Sydney Hatch. I've got that as her second of this first set. And Rich leads 11-10. Allie Wallentine back around in the rotation to serve. She served the first one long and out. This one returned. Rebels pass it up front. Cornea dump set. Overpass. Cornea taps it back. Norris digs. Set it up in the middle. Touched over. Rich barely keeps it alive. One hand touches 3 times to get it over the net. Quick set in the middle. Rich digs it, but can't quite keep it in the air. Boy, that quick attack. Rich just doesn't see that from very many other teams all season long. They saw it from Evanston early on in the year, from Green River, Wyoming as well. A couple of 4A teams. They saw it against North Summit last week in the final regular season match of the year. Rich returns, pushes it over. Not a great attack. Again, the quick set. Tingy dives, but can't get underneath the quick attack, and Panguitch retakes the lead 12-11 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Bobcats may continue to go to that well of the quick set in the middle. It's worked well so far. Cornea sets. Stacy hits it, almost drops it in the donut hole of the defense. Bobcats able to dig it, set it up, hit. Rich digs. Stacy hits again, this time right at the block, and Kaisa Miller deflects it down to the floor. Ties the score at 11. Make that at 12 on the Station on Main scoreboard. McKenna Stacy with her second Bear Lake Realty kill of the match. Sydney Hatch serves for Rich, right to left at mylocalradio.com. Attack, touched past the block, dropped into the donut hole. The Rebel defense, and Panguitch retakes the lead, 13-12 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Bobcats the home team on your Station on Main scoreboard. The Rebels the guest, as Panguitch took first in the RPI and Rich fifth. Cornea, Stacy touches it, almost finds the hole in the Panguitch defense, but they'll dig, set it, and Norris with the kill. Just hit it into the side of the Rebel block, and it dropped on the Rebel side. 14-12, Bobcats lead. Back to serve. Is this Kaisa Miller with the right hand, I believe. McKee passes up front for Rich. Stacy hits through the block, but the Bobcats dig. Long set, and Norris passes it over with an underhanded bump pass. JC high and outside. Stacy hits, deflected, dug up, and boy, that was dug clear to some Rebel fans up in the back wall of bleachers. 14-13, McKenna Stacy hammered it for the Bear Lake Realty kill. JC Cornea serving, had 6 aces in a row yesterday against Manila. Doesn't get one here. Quick set in the middle. Rebels block is there, but then the second touch digs it backwards and out of bounds. 15-13. They have to set a block up there because the hit from the middle can be powerful, but Panguitch doing a nice job that when the block is there, they touch it into the middle behind those blockers. Rebels set it up. Stacy hits, deflected and dug by the Bobcats. Set up from the right side. Wallentine back corner dig. Cornea passes up front. Staple passes it over the net. Bobcats, quick back set, hit way long and out. Point to the Rebels. 15-14, Bobcats lead by 1 on the Station on Main scoreboard. And the Rolene Kennedy at Auto Farm Chevrolet set number 1. McKenna Stacy back to serve for the Rebels. Running jump serve with the right hand. Good pass up front. Barney, quick set in the middle, punched across. Cornea digs for Rich. Set high and outside, and Wallentine's hit is smashed right back down. Dikembe Mutombo style. He wags the finger and says, no, sir. Blocks it right back down to the floor, and Panguitch leads 16-14. Set number 1. A close one so far. Bobcats serve. Rebels go back set. Ellie Brown down the line misfires. Just wide and out. 17-14. Bobcats push out to their biggest lead of the match. Nope, they had a 7-3 lead and a 4-1 lead. 7-3 the biggest, a 4-point lead earlier in this first set. Bobcats lead by 3. I believe this is Haley Eyre with the service to the back line. Rebels let it go, and it's just in for the ace. 18-14, Bobcats lead by 4. Critical moment here. Rebels need to side out in a couple of points to keep this close. Service by Panguitch, and Rich shanks the serve receive off to the side. Another service ace. That's 2 in a row. 19-14. Does Coach Lamborn take a timeout here? No, she doesn't. I believe this is Lexi Griffin serving with the right hand. Stacy receives. Good pass. Cornea sets. Back set for Annie Peart. Her hit dug up. Norris on a right side hit. Rebels block it. Epic Recreation block of the game, but they don't get the point from it. Bobcats and the Rebels dig it up and just punch it over. Bobcats set it up again. This time Miller from the outside. Rich digs. A lift, is that what they called it? 20-14. Bobcats lead on the Station on Main scoreboard. And Rich does take a timeout. We'll take a quick one as well. Brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. For all your propane needs, 435-793-4208. Back right after this on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
In Rich County, we know that our children are our future. Helping our kids grow into kind, productive adults is a community effort. This is Rolene Kennedy, Auto Farm Chevrolet's Rich County representative, serving my neighbors for more than 20 years. My kids are Rich High School graduates. When you need a vehicle, come and see me, new or pre-owned. I'll always treat you with respect and honesty, the Rich County way. Auto Farm Chevrolet, we're a community-driven dealer. Go Rebels!
back at Utah Valley University. And Lexi Griffin serving for the Panguitch Bobcats. She serves long and out. Coming out of that timeout, Rebels needed a side out, and they get it via a service error from the Panguitch Bobcats, their fourth of the first set. Kendall Staples serving for Rich. Back line, Griffin passes high. Passed up front, Norris punches it over. The Rebels dig. Peart passes, and Hatch hits from the right side, deflected by the block. A pancake dig goes the wrong direction and stays low. 20-16. Sydney Hatch with her third Bear Lake Realty kill of this first set. Staples serves again, back line, dang it, too long and out. Just long, and the Bobcats with the perfect eye. Rebels with 3 service errors and no aces in this first set. Rich averages 3 aces per set. Another service error by the Bobcats brings Rich back to within 4. 21-17 on the Station on Main scoreboard. And Annie Peart set to serve. Back line, passed up front, high and outside. Kaisa Miller crushes it through the block. 22-17 on the Miller kill. Bobcats lead by 5. Camry Fisher, the libero, back to serve, and another timeout on the court. We'll take a quick one as well. Brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff, here on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
When shopping for a vehicle, it's important to have a good selection of new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. It's also important to have a knowledgeable salesperson that listens, a finance team that helps you get the payment that matches your pocketbook, and a smart office staff that makes sure all the paperwork is done right. You can always rest assured knowing that our whole team is working for you. Auto Farm Chevrolet. Stop in today. We're a community-driven dealer.
Back as the Bobcats serve, Rebels return. Bobcats set it up and hit. Rich digs. Cornea high and outside for Wallentine. Slapped down the line, but out. Trying to go down the line and catch the Bobcats off guard, but AWOL misfires. 23-17. A service error, the 6th of this first set by Panguitch, keeps Rich alive for the moment. 23-18. With Allie Wallentine serving. This is their third time around in the rotation. Kaisa Miller set up, hits hard. Rebels deflect it, dig it. Cornea for Stacy. Into the middle of the court, dug up. Barney, quick set, hit. Rebels diving, comprehensive family dental dig. Keep it alive and pass it over. Good pass up front. Barney into the middle. Miller, big hit. Rich again deflects and digs. Cornea back line to Tingy. Pushes it across from the 10-foot line. Barney, another quick set. Touched. Hits the top of the net and drops in. 24-18 set point in this first set, brought to you by Rolene Kennedy. Bobcats with the service, looking for the victory in set 1. Tingy passes up front. Cornea high and outside for Stacy. Big hit, dug by Fisher. Passed, and Fisher passes it over. Wallentine up front to Cornea. JC sets it up. Rebels, big hit from the middle. Sydney Hatch with her 4th Bear Lake Realty kill of the set, and Rich stays alive. They need 6, make it 5 straight here just to keep this first set going. Set point Bobcats, 24-19. Rebels with the serve. Sydney Hatch. Johnson receives. Fisher receives. Set it up in the middle. Quick hit, and the Bobcats take set 1, 25-19. On the Station on Main scoreboard. This first set has been brought to you by Rolene Kennedy, Rich County's representative at Auto Farm Chevrolet in Evanston, Wyoming.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Kendall Staple. Thanks for tuning in to Rich High Volleyball on KADQ FM 98.3 and MyLocalRadio.com.
You're invited to come in and visit with the team at Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley today. Our customers are our friends. If you haven't ever been in, stop in today. We'd love to get to know you. If you haven't been in for a while, stop in and let's get caught up. And if you were here yesterday, come back again soon. You always have an open invitation to visit the crew at Cash Honda Yamaha, where our customers are our friends, on US 91 between Logan and Smithfield.
If you want your truck to really catch the eye, have the professionals at Plains Tire in Evanston install a custom lift kit with new tires and wheels. We've got a huge selection to choose from, so no matter what your style is, we've got the tires and wheels to make you smile. The way your truck looks reflects on you. Get the reflection you want with a lift kit, new tires, and wheels from Plains Tire in Evanston, the tire professionals. 157 Bear River Drive. Stop in today.
No matter what you need to have printed, Westar Printing is the place you want to have it done. Calendars, letterhead, envelopes, brochures, books, posters, vinyl banners, business forms, announcements, wedding invitations, and business cards are just a few examples. You can also have your favorite family photos printed on canvas or placed into a personalized family photo calendar. You will want to do business with Westar Printing. Stop in today. Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston.
Our Rebel volleyball coverage continues today. The winner of this one plays for the championship at 4:30. The loser of this one will take on either Milford or ICS at 2 o'clock. And we'll have a pregame coverage half an hour before that match time. Set number 2 brought to you by T7 Propane, by the town of Woodruff. Bobcats serve. Rebels, they go back and forth. Rich sets it up again, hits. Fisher digs. High and outside, punched over by Tana Franson. Rebels able to dig, set it up in the middle. Staple goes to the back corner. Dug, and a diving dig attempt is out of bounds. Rich takes a 1-0 lead in set number 2. The beginning serve of this set was brought to you by Town & Country Realty, selling Bear Lake in Utah and Idaho. Pam Cornea at 435-779-0012. That's Town & Country Realty. Kaisa Miller from high and outside. Rebels block it, keep it alive, but dig it into the net. Couldn't keep it in the air. Ties the score at 1 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Bobcats serve. Rebels set high and outside. Wallenstein hits down the line, as do the Bobcats. Brianna Stowe. Rebels hit, blocked. Rich digs it up, keeps it alive, pushes it over. That's Sydney Hatch from the back line. Push to the left side. A touch over, under the net for the Bobcats. Gives the Rich Rebels a 2-1 lead early in this second set, brought to you by the town of Woodruff. Service error by the Rebels, the first of this second set. They had just 3 in the first set. And a service ace. Rich lets it go by. Just a lack of awareness there to let that one drop in on the back line. Taylor McKee checks in for the serve receive. Rebels have got to be better on the pass. Lost the first set, 25-19. Rich sets it up. Hit is blocked. Set it up in the middle this time. Sydney Hatch cracks it down. Diving dig by Tana Franson. Bobcats slap it to the back corner, long and out. Ties the score at 3. Sydney Hatch had 4 kills to lead the Rebels in that first set. I had McKenna Stacy with 3. Wallenstein to the far corner. Bobcats dig it up. Set. Norris hits with the left. Rich digs. Cornea from the middle, and Hatch to the back left corner finds the hole in the Bobcat defense. Bear Lake Realty kill gives Rich a 4-3 lead early in this second set, brought to you by the town of Woodruff. Nice server save. Norris hits into the net. A 4th touch keeps it alive. No, the officials say everybody had stopped, including the Bobcats. Rich sets it up and hits it long and out. But the official says, nope, keep going. That was blocked by the net. I'm a long ways to make that call, but all the players had stopped. Everybody on the court thought the net blocked it and nothing else. Rebels set it up again. Stacy hits down the line, deflected in the air. Passed out to the outside. Norris hits back corner. Rich barely digs, keeps it alive. Would have taken 4 touches to get it over. And Bobcats, using a little momentum, take a 5-4 lead on the Station on Main scoreboard. Bobcats serve. Staple receives. Rich, not a great pass, but they keep it alive and pass it over. Fisher up front. Quick set, right side. Rebels barely dig up. The attack by Brianna Stowe. Rich hits it. Fisher digs. They go right side again. Touch too softly by the Bobcats. Ties the score at 5 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Second set brought to you by the town of Woodruff. Sydney Hatch serving for Rich, left to right. Rebels in the black uniforms. Bobcats in the white, and Sydney Hatch gives Rich its first Crawford Trophy and Randolph service ace of the match. Rebels average 3 service aces per set. Did not get a single ace in the first set. Second service ace in a row for Sydney Hatch. It was passed high, and the second touch, pancake dig attempt, wasn't in time. Another Crawford Trophy and Randolph service ace for Sydney Hatch. Good pass up front by Franson. Set for Norris. Hit, deflected off the Rebel block to the floor. 7-6. Rebels with a 1-point lead. Back to serve, Lexi Griffin. Rich had a hard time with Griffin serving in the first set at a couple of different points. Griffin with the running jump serve. Stacy receives. Cornea high and outside for Stacy. It was Wallenstein on the serve receive, or maybe McKee. Bobcats dug it up, tapped it back. Rich digs and slaps it across. Fisher receives, back set. Norris cracks it down. The Rebels dig it out of bounds, tying the score at 7 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Griffin drops back to serve again. Bobcats went on a 5-0 run midway through the first set with Griffin serving. They're already on a 2-0 run with her back there delivering the service. Peart receives. Better pass this time. Cornea high and outside for Stacy. Touches it into the middle, and the dig attempt deflects the ball back away out of bounds. Rebels retake the lead 8-7. Rich led at 8-7 at exactly this point in the first set. The Bobcats came back to win 25-19. Norris passes, back set for Talia. Hit, Rebels deflect on the block. A happy birthday pass and an easy touchdown for the Bobcats middle blocker. We didn't catch a number on that, but I think it was Faith Owens. Talia Norris serves for Panguitch. Cornea sets high left side, and Staple hits through the block. Kendall Staple with her second Bear Lake Realty kill of the match. Puts Rich back on top, 9-8 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Check that. Staple with her third Bear Lake Realty kill of the match. Unofficially, that's my stat. McKenna Stacy running jump serve. Good pass, high and outside. Miller crushes it down the line and in. They set her a few feet off the antenna, which gives her freedom. And Coach Norris told me about her vision of the court is fantastic. And so with the set a few feet away from the antenna or in toward the middle of the net, she can pick line, the block, cross court. She has a lot of options. She hits again from the middle. This time the Rebels deflect it and keep it alive. Staples hit blocked. Rich passes, sets it high and outside. Wallenstein's hit deflected away and back out of bounds. A Bear Lake Realty kill for Allie Wallenstein. Puts Rich back on top. 10-9 on the Station on Main scoreboard. And Kendall Staple steps back to serve. For Rich, Staples, Crawford Trough and Randolph service ace. 11-9, the serve receive shanked off to the up official down at her feet. Rebels didn't have an ace in the first set. They've got 3 in this second set. Staples serves again, passed high and near the back line. Kaisa Miller just punches it across on the third touch. Rebels go high and outside. Wallenstein cross court, just long and out. The line judge says out. Rich says please. The up official says out. Point to the Bobcats on the hitting error. I had no angle to make any kind of opinion about that hit, but the Rebels wanted it in. Didn't get it. Cornea back set. Ellie Brown back line. Was it deflected? No. Point to the Bobcats. It was hit long by Brown and out. Ties the score at 11 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Set number 2. Bobcats took the first. Staple up front. Good pass. Cornea in the middle. Hatch with a big hit, but Franson digs. High and outside, and Franson hits long and out. No, not Franson, but Brianna Stowe hits long and out to put the Rebels back up 12-11 on the Station on Main scoreboard, and Ellie Brown steps back to serve for Rich. Again, we're in the second set, brought to you by the town of Woodruff. Brown serves, passed high and outside. Rebel dig goes the wrong way. Ties the score at 12 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Blocks today are brought to you by Epic Recreation for all your rentals in Bear Lake. Make your vacation an epic one to remember. Visit epicrecreation.net. Service from the Bobcats. Staple, good pass up front. Cornea into the middle, pushed across by Hatch. Sent high and outside. Talia Norris hits it hard, and the Rebels can't dig it. 13-12. Can you dig it? Not that time. Kaisa Miller serving for the Panguitch Bobcats, leading 13-12, and they took the first set 25-19. Staple, nice pass. Cornea doesn't have to move. Hatch touches it past the block. A diving dig by Fisher. Norris slaps it cross court and in. Again, I'm at no angle to make that call. The official with a much better angle. From my angle, that looked out, but again, he's got the far better angle than I have. 14-12, Bobcats with the lead. I'm a long ways away from court 3. And he is about 10 feet away from where that ball hit the ground. Overpass by the Bobcats. Hatch goes up, slaps it. The Bobcats dig. Norris taps it down. Rich digs it up, passes to the back line, and from the 10-foot line, McKenna Stacy gets a nice attack, but the Bobcats dig it up. Norris hits it down, diving, comprehensive family dental dig for Rich. Kendall Staple, I believe, on that dig. Bobcats attack. Rich digs, set it up in the middle. Hatch hits it into the block, deflected high. Passed up front. Norris taps it over the Rebel block, and Rich digs it up from the floor. Wallenstein hits down the line, just out. 15-12, Bobcats pulling away midway through as they did in set number 1. Critical moment here for the Rich Rebels. Kaisa Miller serving from right to left. If you're watching online at live.ksl.com, Miller with the ace. 16-12. A 4-point Bobcats lead. When these teams met about a month ago at the Richfield tournament, Bobcats won the first set, Rich won the second, and Bobcats won the third. Staple receives, Cornea passes up front, and Hatch passes it over the net. High and outside to Norris. Rebels block it, but on the wrong side of the net. 17-12. Bobcats pulling away. Rich may need a timeout. Lamborn, Coach Lamborn up off the bench, asks for it and gets it. We'll take a quick T7 Propane and Woodruff timeout as well and be right back on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com and here on live.ksl.com. When you enter the city limits of the town of Woodruff, the sign welcomes you to a place with the coldest temps and the warmest hearts. Settled in 1870, we celebrate the values of kindness, compassion, and friendliness, knowing a community's greatness may best be measured by the compassionate actions of its members. Mayor Scott Sabian, council members Millie Bradshaw, Raymond Franson, Kent Stewart, and Jason Peterson, with Secretary Lisa Bell, welcome you and say, Go Rich Rebels! (17-12). A Rebel fan, a parent, just sent me a text. It's like we hit a mental block midway through each set. Rebels in the midst of that mental block. The Bobcats have made 4 or 5 in a row, and Rich doesn't get the good pass it needs off of Kaisa Miller's serve. Talia Norris hits down the line and in, and the Bobcats continue the run. Rich led 12-11. Panguitch on a 7-0 run leads 18-12. Kaisa Miller serves for Panguitch. Good pass by Staple. Cornea dump sets it. Bobcats dig. Norris to the back line. Stacy with a dig. Cornea high and outside, and Brittany Lamborn's hit stuffed. No chance on that attack. Bobcat block too good. 19-12 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Panguitch leads on an 8-0 run since Rich was on top 12-11. Miller serves again for Panguitch. Staple receives. Cornea and Lamborn pushes down the line, but 2 touches on the push. 20-12. Bobcats on a 9-0 run in set number 2 of the semifinals. Rebels need a side out and then 7 or 8 consecutive points. They're in a big hole. Not a good pass, and Rich just passes it over. No real attack. Set high and outside. Talia Norris attacks, and Stacy digs. Good comprehensive family dental dig. In the middle, Hatch hits. She's stuffed. Rich sets it up, and must have been a lift. I didn't see the indication from the official. I missed it. But the Bobcats get a point and lead 21-12. Kaisa Miller does the Rebels a favor by serving long and out. A 10-0 run for the Panguitch Bobcats. Rich led 12-11, but that 10-0 run by the Bobcats has Panguitch up 21-13. Brittany Lamborn serves, pass right side, set up in the middle, punch to the back line. Rebels dig out of bounds. 22-13. It's strange to think that a perfectly spherical ball can sometimes bounce the wrong way, but that's the way it's gone on this last 11 points. It's bouncing the Bobcats' way, 22-13. That may be just more volleyball skill than luck of the bounce. Back set, right side, hit. Rebels dig. That was Taylor McKee. Cornea sets, and Stacy with the big hit. Bobcats dig it up. Norris hits cross court. Staple with a nice dig it up, and Stacy hits long and out. 23-13, Bobcats closing in on a 2-0 lead in the match. Second set brought to you by the town of Woodruff. Service from Panguitch, long and out. That's the only way Rich has scored since the Rebels led 12-11. 23-14. Rich trails on the Station on Main scoreboard. Sydney Hatch serves. Has a couple of aces in this set. Doesn't get one here. Bobcats set up on the right side, kill it, and lead 24-14. Rich in a big hole in this set and 1 point away from a big hole in the match. Back to serve for Panguitch. Lexi Griffin. Rich with just 3 kills in this entire second set by my stats. I may have missed 1 or 2, but haven't done well. Set, Rebels hits. Kendall Staple changes that with a left-handed swat. She picks up her second Bear Lake Realty kill of the set, and Rich stays alive for the moment, but they need 9 more straight points to keep this thing going. JC Cornea serves. Norris receives. High and outside. They go to Tana Franson. Rebels barely dig it and keep it alive and bump it over. Into the middle, right side. Talia Norris hits long and out. And again, the Rebels stay alive. They need 8 straight points more to keep this thing going. Set number 2. The Bobcats took the first. Rebels trail 24-16. Cornea serves to the back line. Passed on the back line. Passed to the 10-foot line and over. Cornea high and outside. Stacy, big hit, deflected and kept in the air. Bobcats pass up front. Norris from the right side touches down the line. Rebels dive for the dig attempt but can't keep it alive. 25-16. Panguitch takes set 2 and leads 2-1 in the semifinals. The winner plays for the state championship. The loser drops down for 3rd and 4th. We'll take a quick timeout, and we'll be back with more of Rich Rebel and Panguitch Bobcat Volleyball on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com and on live.ksl.com.
Super kids deserve super care. Experience the difference with board-certified pediatricians Alan Brown, MD, and Bird Gilmartin, MD, at Uinta Medical Group. Whether it's tracking your child's overall health at Well Child Checks or helping your little ones feel better when they're sick, Dr. Brown and Dr. Gilmartin are here to help your child grow, learn, and thrive. Schedule an appointment with Dr. Brown or Dr. Gilmartin by calling 307-789-WELL 9355 or visit evanstonanytime.com.
At beautiful Bear Lake, skiing, snowmobiling, sailing, and swimming are just some of the fun activities offered to recreationists. The Greater Bear Lake Valley offers prime hunting and fishing areas, whether it's trout fishing in the streams or ice fishing for Cisco on the lake, hunting deer or seeking elk along the high mountain ridges. The scenic corner of Utah and Idaho offers outdoor recreation and historical interests away from crowds and high prices. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
You're tuned in to Rich Rebel Sports on...
If the idea of owning your own home in beautiful Bear Lake sounds like more than your finances can handle, visit the experts at Bear Lake Realty to learn how you can make it happen. Gary and Amber McKee at Bear Lake Realty can show you how to buy a home and rent it out, so it pays for itself while you enjoy it some of the time as well. And soon, you'll have your own place in the Caribbean of the Rockies. No one knows the market better, and no one else serves you better than Bear Lake Realty.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds, plus online streaming music, giveaways, and more. It's all on mylocalradio.com. Watch as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches. Catch up on local and regional news and stream your favorite music. Visit mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook and stream it all live. Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net. Rebels score first in set number 3, brought to you by Rich County Government. Rebels with a championship cause. Big hit by Kaisa Miller. Did the Rebels deflect it? No. Too big and out. Rich leads 2-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. McKenna Stacy, 3 kills in the first set, none in the second set. That's a big part of how Panguitch won that second set, 25-16. Stacy with a kill already here in this third set. Diving dig by Taylor McKee. Rebels set it up. Doug kept alive. A lift for the Bobcats gives Rich a 3-0 lead. Rebels have hung with Panguitch through the first 15 points of each set. In fact, led in both of the first 2 sets midway through, but Panguitch has pulled away late. And a Crawford Troffin Randolph service ace gives the Rebels a 4-0 lead on the Station on Main scoreboard. Allie Wallentine with her first ace of the match. She's second or third on the team in aces this season. She's got more than 50 aces, including here at the state tournament. Bobcats set it up, hit it. Rebels set it up, and Stacy hits. Overpass. Hatch taps it down. Overpass again, and Stacy smacks it. Bobcats dig it up, pass it over again. Rebels set it up. Hatch to the right corner. Dug and passed up front, passed over. Good pass by McKee rather. Set high and outside. Stacy hits cross court and in there. Bounces once to Coach Norris on the bench. Rich on top, 5-0. They went up 7-0 at the Richfield tournament in set number 1 against Panguitch, but the Bobcats came back and won that set. Wallentine serves long, and on the back line, it's in there. A Crawford Troffin Randolph service ace for AWOL, her second already of this third set, and Coach Norris takes a timeout. We'll take one as well, brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff, here on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics on mylocalradio.com is brought to you by these Rebel Sports Boosters, LSR Refrigerated, and the Wallentines in Garden City. Darren, Tricia, and the entire Wallentine clan wish the Rebels good luck. And by CAD Answer Technical Services, proudly supporting the Rich Rebels. The staff at CAD Answer Technical Services wish the Rebels good luck on the field, on the court, in the classroom, and in life.
Go Rich Rebels!
3 weeks ago on a Saturday morning in Richfield, the Rebels took a 7-0 lead over Panguitch in set number 1 at the Richfield tournament. Coach Norris took a timeout. Well, actually, Rich led 6-0. Coach Norris took a timeout. Rich scored one more point, and then Panguitch went on to win. There's another Crawford Troffin Randolph service ace for Allie Wallentine. Panguitch went on to win that first set 25-18. They outscored Rich 25-8 after Rich had taken a 7-0 lead. We'll see if history repeats itself here. Allie Wallentine set to serve with Rich leading 7-0. Norris, good pass up front. Barney high and outside. Miller, big hit. Wallentine, comprehensive family dental dig of the game. Rebels set it up, and Hatch cracks it down. Norris can't dig it up. 8-0. That may be, Rebels can take that as a sign of hope. 8-0. That's one better than 7-0 at Richfield. Norris passes. Barney high and outside. Kaisa Miller cracks it hard into the block. It's deflected out of bounds, and Panguitch is on the board. But Rich leads 8-1. Can the Rebels hold this lead and stay alive in the semifinals? Bobcats lead 2-0. We're in set 3, brought to you by Rich County. Rich County government. Stacy hits from the left side. Big, quick set in the middle, and boy, what a crack by, again, Kaisa Miller with the kill. Good power on a quick set. I don't know how she gets that much power in that little time. Staple receives. Cornea high and outside for Stacy, and she hits cross court. Fisher tried to dig, but deflected it backwards. 10-1. Bear Lake Realty kill for McKenna Stacy. They gave the points to the wrong team. Scoreboard off by a point. Rich leads 10-1. Set high and right side. Rebels dig the attack. Stacy hits cross court. Johnson digs. Passed high and outside. Miller hits cross court. Rebel dig. Shanked off to court number 2. 10-2 on the Station on Main scoreboard, unless I gave somebody the wrong point, but Rich had the service, so I don't know where the scoreboard, where I got off from the Station on Main scoreboard. We'll keep an eye on that. Service clips the top of the net, just gets over to Rich. They dig it up. Set. Norris touches it. Rebel pancake dig. No, not in time. I've got 10-3. Scoreboard says 9-4. On my scorekeeping, that's an extra point for Panguitch and one less point for Rich. We'll see if that corrects later on. We'll go with the scoreboard for now and keep that alive. Rebels serve, receive, pass it over. Pass time. Matea Barney high and outside for Norris. Rebel blockers are there. Keep it in the air, but must have hit the antenna or the side of the net. 9-5. Bobcats on a run after the Rebels had taken an 8-0 lead on the Station on Main scoreboard. Service long and out. Rebels let it go. Good eye. J.C. Cornea back to serve for Rich. A 5-point Rebel lead. I've got it should be 11-4, but I must be off. Bobcats push it across. Good pass by Peart. Cornea high and in the middle. Staple hits, looking for the back corner. Bobcats deflect, keep it alive. Quick touch in the middle. Bobcat hit, Rebels dig. Set it up. Stacy hits, back line. Dug by the Bobcats. They go high and outside again to Norris. Slapped into the middle. Peart digs. Cornea high and outside again to Stacy. Cross court. Fisher with a two-handed dig. Norris in the middle hits short into the net. 11-5. Rebels lead on the Station on Main scoreboard. I've got it should be 12-4 Rich. Norris. Peart with a big dig on the Norris hit. Cornea keeps it alive, and from out of bounds, Brown passes it over the net. Norris from outside the antenna. Rebels, epic recreation block. Nice block. Back to the Bobcats. Norris hits. Rebels dig again. Passed and set. Stacy's hit too long and out. 11-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard. I think they gave Panguitch one of the Rebel points. I've got 12-5. We'll keep an eye on that. Wallentine passes up front. Cornea high and outside for Stacy. Tapped into the middle. Bobcats dig. Go high and outside to Norris, who's hit. Rolls off the top of the net and drops on the Rebel side. 11-7. Bobcats were down 8-0. They've climbed to within 4. 11-7. Service by Panguitch. Rebel serve receive high and shanked off to the side. Good effort by Annie Peart to get to it, but couldn't quite make it. So a service ace for the Bobcats. Their first of set number 3, brought to you by Rich County Government. Rebels with a championship cause. Bobcats serve again. Rebels diving serve receive. Set it up and slap it across. Set right side. Hit cross court. Wallentine in the back corner. Digs And the Rebels set it up. Stacy's hit off the top of the net over to the Bobcats. They'll set it up for Norris. Diving dig by Annie Peart. Rich sets it up. Stacy's big hit. Dug out of bounds. McKenna Stacy with 3 kills. Brought to you by Bear Lake Realty, the highest volume and most experienced realtor in the Bear Lake area. BearLakeRealty.com. Give them a visit. BearLakeRealty.com. McKenna Stacy running jump serve. Passed up front. Barney high and outside again for Norris. Rebels stuff it. Blocked. It's up at the net. Norris digs. 1, 2, 3 touches. Third hit long and out. Rebels let it go and take a 13-8 lead on the Station on Main scoreboard, with McKenna Stacy serving again. Stacy delivers. Passed up front. Right at the net. Barney, nice move to keep from going into the net. Bobcats pass it over. Rebels set it up. Wallenstein slaps it across. Panguitch digs. Talia Norris touches it over. Rebels block, dig, and it falls to the floor. 13-9 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Set number 3. Bobcats took the first 25-19 and the second 25-16. Lexi Griffin set to serve for Panguitch. Winds and delivers. Stacy, good pass. Cornea doesn't have to move. Sets for Wallenstein. AWOL hits it down the line. Deflected. Dug. Norris hits. Rebel block right behind. No, that wasn't Norris. I think it was Tana Franson. And an epic recreation block of the game for the Rich Rebels. Kendall Staple with the block. Makes it 14-9. Staple with the service. Passed up front. Barney barely gets there, and Franson taps it over. Cornea high and outside. Wallenstein cross court, dug into court 4. Bear Lake Realty kill, the third of the match for Allie Wallenstein. 15-9, Rebels lead. Rich needs to hold on and win this set 3 to force a 4th set. Bobcats took the first 2. Staple serves. Norris, good pass. An overpass, actually. Rebels set high and outside. Wallenstein's hit low into the net. 15-10. Rebel lead drops to 5. Talia Norris set to serve. Norris this season, coming into the state tournament, had 28 aces. Doesn't get one here. Rebels set it up. Wallenstein taps it across. Bumped and passed over by the Bobcats. Rebels, decent pass. Cornea. And then Wallenstein from the 10-foot line hooks it over. Bobcats from the back line, pushed across by Norris. Cornea. Brown sets it up in the middle. Hatch, roll attack, drops it in there. Sydney Hatch had 4 kills in the first set, has 7 in the game, in the match rather, and Rich leads 16-10 after that Bear Lake Realty kill by Sydney Hatch. Eliana Brown serving for Rich, right to left if you're watching online at live.ksl.com. Hit long and out. I think that was Brianna Stowe on the attack, and the Rebel lead climbs to 7. Ellie Brown serves again down the line. Received, set up, and Stowe hits off the Rebel block. Looked like it hit the net. Rebel said, no, we didn't touch it. 5 or 6 Rebels saying, no, we didn't touch it, we didn't touch it. That's not going to convince the officials. 17-11, Bobcats earn the point and get the serve. Camry Fisher serves. Rebels, good pass. Cornea in the middle, sets for Hatch. Hit, blocked, and back to the Rebel side of the floor. 17-12, Rebel lead drops to 5. Fisher serves. Stacy, good pass. Cornea in the middle. Hatch hits to the back corner. Doug Fisher with a diving dig. What an effort diving over her teammate. But it's all for naught as the third touch doesn't clear the net. And the Rebels score the point. Sydney Hatch with a Bear Lake Realty kill. Allie Wallenstein had 3 service aces to start this third set. Doesn't get an ace here. Bobcats set it up, and Rich, McKee touched it once. The only chance was for her to touch it again, and of course that's not a legitimate chance, as one player can't touch it twice in a row unless it's on a block. 18-13, Rebels lead. Rich sets it up. Stacy, nice big hit right in front of the Bobcats defense. McKenna's 4th Bear Lake Realty kill of the set. Rebels lead 19-13 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Sydney Hatch serving, the leader for the Rebels in aces this season. Doesn't get one here. Bobcats tap it over. Rich digs. Cornea high and in the middle. Staple looks for the back corner, but the Bobcats are there. Barney high and outside. Punched across by Panguitch. Rich digs. Brown sets. Stacy hits cross court. Fisher digs. Barney high and outside and hit by Brianna Stowe. Tipped back to the Rebels after a block. Tapped to the back corner. Norris trying to play. She didn't know her. Tana Franson right behind her had a chance to play it cleanly, but Norris tipped it down to the floor, and the Rebels lead 20-12, 20-13 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Back set, right side, diving comprehensive family dig by the Rebels. They scramble, and Wallenstein misfires, hits it under the net. 20-14. Rich leads on the Station on Main scoreboard in set number 3, brought to you by Rich County Government. Rebels with a championship cause. Digs today brought to you by Comprehensive Family Dental and Dr. Sean Grohl with quality family dentistry since 1997. Set in the middle, Staple pushes for the back corner, one-handed punch to keep it alive, and Norris taps it across to Rich. Cornea high and outside. Stacy just bumps it over with a pass-type bump. Norris set up, hits it hard. Rebels dig and punch it over, just keeping it alive. Barney sets in the middle. Miller blocked. Epic Recreation blocked by Kendall Staple. Hit down the line. Rebels another big-time dig. Touch it over. Barely dug up by the Bobcats. Touched over by Panguitch. Rich sets it up high and outside. Stacy, big hit. Dug by the Bobcats. Passed back across to Rich. Cornea high and outside again for Stacy. Touched into the middle. Doug. Barney sets in the middle. Touched across, and an Epic Recreation block of the game for Rich. Scores the point. I've got Rich should be up 22-13. Maybe I should give that up at this point. 21-14. Rich leads by a touchdown as J.C. Cornea serves for Rich in set number 3. Fisher passes way up high. Norris hits to the back line. Out. Rebels, good eye. They let it go. 22-14. Timeout on the court. We'll keep it right here and thank one of our sponsors, Bear Lake Realty. Throughout the season, we do on mylocalradio.com, we do a live stream video, as you might be watching right now on live.ksl.com. And Bear Lake Realty is the sponsor of our camera, each from game to game. Bear Lake Realty, the most experienced and highest volume realtor in the Bear Lake area. And here's something. Check this out with Bear Lake Realty. Gary McKee, the agent with Bear Lake Realty, can help show you how to do this. You buy a home, rent it out in beautiful Bear Lake, where rentals are highly sought after in the Bear Lake area, especially during the summer months and also during the winter months. So you buy a home, rent it out, and you can enjoy it some of the time as well. By renting it out, it pays for itself, and soon you have your own beautiful home in the Caribbean of the Rockies, Bear Lake. Visit BearLakeRealty.com or give them a call, 435-946-8888. That's 946-8888 for Bear Lake Realty. Rebels almost get an ace, but the Bobcats scramble and keep it alive. Cornea high and outside for Stacy. McKenna hits it down the line. Doug. Barney high and outside for Norris. Talia hits it through the block and to the floor. 22-15. Rebels need 3 points to keep this match going and force a fourth set. Bobcats took the first 25-19 and the second 25-16. Service from Panguitch. Wallenstein passes high and out of bounds. Cornea keeps it alive, and Staple passes over. Up front, Barney outside to Norris. Hit into the Rebel block. Doug out of bounds. 22-16 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Bobcats climbing back in following that timeout by Coach Troy Norris. Service, back line. Wallenstein passes up front. Cornea into the middle. Staple hits cross court. Doug with one hand. Fisher passes high, and Stowe passes over. Cornea high and outside for Stacy. Looks cross court. Fisher with a lunging dig. Beautiful dig by Fisher. Hit by Norris. Rebels block it on the wrong side of the net. 22-17. Rich needs just 3 points to win this set. Coach Lamborn recognizes the importance of this next couple of points. She takes a timeout. We'll take one too. Brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. For all your propane needs, call 435-793-4208.
This is Rich Rebels Senior Sydney Hatch with live coverage of Rich High Volleyball action on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
sponsor. This presentation of Rich High School Athletics on mylocalradio.com is brought to you by these Rebel Sports Boosters, the Wilson Ranch in Randolph. Good luck, Rebels, from Dale, Kim, Kyler, and Casey. Remember, the harder you work, the more good luck you'll have. And by Argyle Ranch Saddle and Boot, Feed and Supply, a custom shop specializing in leather and wood goods, with a farm feed and supply store to boot. Proudly supporting the Rich Rebels, the Argyle Ranch Saddle and Boot Feed and Supply Store.
Bobcats serve again. Rebels receive and push it to the back corner. Barney high and outside to Norris. Crushed down, but Rich digs it with an overpass. Barney again high and outside to Norris. Touches it across this time and tips it past the Rebel block. 22-18. Rebels had a 22-13 lead to Bobcats on a big-time run, 5-0. Can they keep it going? Well, the Rebels don't get a good pass. Stacy hits it to the back line. High and outside, Norris hits. Epic block. No, just out of bounds by the Rebels on the block. 22-19, a 6-0 run. Bobcats went on a 10-0 run in the second set. Rich had a 12-11 lead, and Panguitch went on to win after that 10-0 run. Rebels get, not a great pass, and Stacy touches it across into the middle of the defense. High and outside, Bobcats go to Norris. Stacy keeps it alive with one-handed punch. Set up for McKenna. Stacy hit off the block, deflected out of bounds. Bear Lake Realty kill, the fifth of this third set for McKenna Stacy. Gets Rich 1 point closer to a third set victory and a fourth set. Serve by Rich, long and out. Just the first service error of the set by Rich, but that keeps Panguitch alive and within 3. Back to serve. I believe this is Lexi Griffin. Bobcats in the white jerseys, Rebels in the black. Service long and out. Bobcats do the Rebels a service with the error, and Rich has a set point. Bobcats took the first 2 sets, 25-19, 25-16. Kendall Staple. Can she close this out with a Crawford Trough and Randolph service ace? Not quite. Barney up front. Set and hit. Rebels block and keep it alive. Pass it over. No, the Rebels win set 3. I didn't see the indication from the official. It was made quickly and I missed it, but Rich wins. Must have been a Bobcat in the net, and Rich forces a fourth set. Down 2-1. On to set number 4. This third set has been brought to you by Rich County Government Rebels with a championship cause.
This is Rich Rebel Senior Kendall Staple. Thanks for tuning in to Rich High Volleyball on KADQ FM 98.3 and mylocalradio.com.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
What could be better than a fresh, mouth-watering burger from the Crawford Trough in Randolph? Top it with cheese and thick-cut bacon, or throw in some mushrooms and make it a double. Now we're talking. Add home-cut fries and a creamy shake, and you might just think you're in paradise. With crisp salads and tasty wraps, plus onion rings, perfectly cooked chicken, cold drinks, and silky smooth ice cream, the Crawford Trough is the place to eat and drink at 120 South Main in Randolph.
Success is no accident. It comes from constant hard work, perseverance, sacrifice, and learning from failure. Laketown Mayor Burdette Weston and council members Dallas Clark, Chris Hodges, Gary Ogilvie, and Delora White encourage the Rich High Rebels to continue to do whatever it takes to succeed in academics, activities, and athletics. The town council and citizens of Laketown celebrate the success of all the students and staff in the Rich School District. Is it time to stop wishing for your dream home in beautiful Bear Lake? If you're ready to make your dream a reality, Bear Lake Realty can help. With residential and land listings, including vacation properties, timeshares, cabins, condos, beachfront, lake view, and more, Bear Lake Realty has what you're looking for. And with more than 30 years of real estate experience in the area, you know you're working with the best. visit BearLakeRealty.com and come and enjoy the Caribbean of the Rockies with us.
Panguitch with victories in the first and second sets. Rebels of Rich bounce back to take set 3, 25-20. Rich actually scored 26 points in that match, but scorekeepers gave Panguitch a Rebel point, and the scorekeepers didn't catch it. But I had a fellow Rebel parent keeping track of score. He had the same thing I had. Regardless, Rich, it didn't turn out to be a New Orleans Saints situation from last year's playoffs, and the Rebels come away with the win 25-20 in set number 3. Bobcats have the beginning serve of this fourth set. Rebels set it up for Hatch, hit, deflected backwards. Bobcats keep it alive and pass it over with a bump-style pass. Cornea high and outside for Stacy, hits cross-court. Fisher with a dig. Barney sets, hit to the back line, and Franson gets the kill. Panguitch leads 1-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. The beginning serve of each set is brought to you by Town & Country Realty, selling Bear Lake in Utah and Idaho. Pam Cornea, 435-779-0012. Bobcats serve again and get another point. The Rebels called for 2 touches, or did we have a ball come into the court? It was an extra ball. So replay that serve. Stacy receives, passes up front, high and outside. The Rebels go. Stacy, or Wallentine with the hit. Bobcats dig it, hit it back. Rich digs. In the middle, Hatch touches it across, pushed right back by Panguitch. Rebels set it, and the Bobcats dig. Set up, touched over the net. Rebels dig it backwards and pass it back over. Neither team has set up a nice attack. Here's Bobcats. They get a nice one and crack it down. Kaisa Miller makes it 2-0. Our coverage will continue on MyLocalRadio.com. We'll follow the Rebels, whether they win and play at 4 o'clock in the championship, or that's 4:30, or lose and play at 2 o'clock in the consolation championship, the third and fourth place match. Rebels tap it up, set it or hit it over. Bobcats scramble, dig it, and pass it across. Cornea high and outside. Wallentine, back corner. Fisher digs. Barney high and outside for Franson. Hit down the line. Rebels keep it alive and pass it over. Good pass up front. Set into the middle, touched across. That was Taylor McKee with the dig for Rich. Passed back up into the middle. Kaisa Miller hits. Rebels dig it the wrong direction. 3-0 Bobcats. Rich jumped out to an 8-0 lead in the third set. Went on to win 25-20. This, as funny as it sounds to say this early on, this is a critical moment. If Rich can't get a side out here, and the Bobcats continue to roll. Rich attacks, Bobcats dig, set up, hit long, and out by Franson. Gives Rich the side out. Again, Panguitch took the first 2 sets. Rich took the third. Semifinals. The winner will take on either ICS or Milford. Whoever wins that semifinal match, which is scheduled to be played next. Passed over by the Bobcats on a serve receive. Hatch hits from the middle and cracks it down. Sydney Hatch with her 9th Bear Lake Realty kill of the match. We're in set number 4, and the Bobcats lead 2-1. Allie Wallentine serving for Rich. Left to right if you're watching online at live.ksl.com. Kaisa Miller taps it over the Rebel block. McKee digs. Rich sets it up. Stacy's hit stuffed up over her head and down to the floor. The third and fourth place match, whoever loses this one, will be at 2 p.m. and the championship match at 4:30 for the winner. Cornea high and outside to Stacy. Taps it into the middle. Fisher, diving dig. And pushed back across by Brianna Stowe rather. Rebels set it up and hit long and out. Was there a deflection? No. 5-2. Bobcats with the lead in set number 4. Tana Franson serves. Tingy just gets underneath it. Rebels pass it over. Up front, perfect pass. Barney doesn't have to move. Big set in the middle and a big hit from Kaisa Miller for another kill. She came into this match with 284 kills, probably more than that. And the Rebels take a timeout because that was prior to state tournament play. 6-2, Bobcats lead in set number 4 on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com. This timeout brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff.
We take your fun very seriously. That's why we put so much emphasis on training and experience with our mechanics at Cash Honda Yamaha. Whether you're getting it ready for an upcoming season, putting it away for the winter, having routine maintenance, or have a mechanical problem, we want to make sure that when you're ready to have fun with it, it's ready for you. Don't trust your fun to just anyone. Make sure you bring all your service work to Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley.
Rebels again struggle on the pass. Bobcats set it up, mistime the attack, but get it over the net. Rebels set, and McKenna Stacy's hit blocked. Rich sets it up in the middle. It's time for Sydney Hatch, and her hit off the fingertips of the block down in for the Bear Lake Realty kill. Hatch leading the Rebels in this match with, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10 kills. Rebel service into the net short, a service error. Rich with too many errors in this match from the service. They had to be just about perfect to try and hang with the Panguitch Bobcats, and they have not quite been. Still plenty of action to go if the Rebels can come back. Stacy hits past the block. Fisher digs, set it up for Norris. Back line, punched and pushed back over by Rich. And nope, some kind of infraction I missed. With so many whistles and so many courts, I missed the whistle that stops play and then missed the indication from the official. My apologies. In the middle, Kendall Staple hits, stuffed. She digs. Rebels set it up again and tap it into the middle, and a Bear Lake Realty kill for McKenna Stacy. Gives the Rebels the point, the service. And J.C. Cornea drops back to serve for Rich, trailing 8-4. Cornea serving left to right. Franson receives. High and right side. Stowe hits, but a two-touch on the set for Panguitch. 8-5. The Rebels trail. Cornea serves again. Pass right up front. Barney has to just dump it over, and Stacy there attempting the block. Deflects it out of bounds. Just misplayed the block attempt. So the Bobcats retake the service. Peart passes up front, and Rebels just have to dump it over on the set. Bobcats attack back. Rich digs, set high and outside. Stacy's hit deflected high off the blocker's hands. Franson passes up front. Barney hits cross court, touches the top of the net, and rolls over and in. Norris, she's done that 4 or 5 times today. I'm starting to think she knows exactly what she's doing. It's not just luck or coincidence. Peart receives. Cornea passes high on the back line, and Wallentine hits it across. Norris from the left side. Rebel block deflects it, keeps it in the air. Norris goes up and puts a lid on the Rebel touch attack attempt. 11-5 Bobcats on top. Panguitch took the first 2 sets, 25-19, 25-16. Rebels won set 3, 25-20. Peart receives. Cornea from the outside, from the sideline. Rebels slap it across, and Franson digs. Pushed back to Rich. Dug high and into the middle. Cornea passes. Staple taps it toward the back corner. Bobcats dig it up, and Norris touches it over with 2 hands. Rebels dig. Brown high and outside. Stacy's hit blocked, but Rich digs it up, keeps it alive, and Staples' hit is blocked. Rich digs it up again, but into the middle. They can't keep it alive. 12-5. Panguitch leading big in set number 4. Rich, trailing by 7, needs a big-time comeback, and Matea Barney steps back to serve. Peart receives. Cornea high and outside to Stacy. Hit. Barney digs with 1 hand, and the Bobcats keep it alive, just barely. Norris passes it over. Wallentine, nice pass up front. Cornea high and outside for Stacy. Hit, deflected out of bounds to the Bobcats bench. Bear Lake Realty kill number 2 of the set for McKenna Stacy. 12-6. Rich trails on the Station on Main scoreboard. In set number 4, the Bobcats leading 2-1. Passed high and passed over. Stacy up front. Rebels go high and outside. Wallentine taps it into the middle. Nice little touch attack for the Bear Lake Realty kill. Allie Wallentine with her 4th Bear Lake Realty kill of the match. Bear Lake Realty is the highest volume and most experienced realtor in the Bear Lake area. Visit bearlakerealty.com. Stacy serves short into the net for the service error. 13-7. Bobcats lead by 6. And Lexi Griffin, the junior defensive specialist, drops back to serve. For the Panguitch Bobcats, running jump serve down the line. Peart misplays it. Rebels barely keep it alive. Pass it over. Must have been a lift on the serve receive. 14-7. Again, as far away as we're set up here to broadcast today's match, and with as many courts and whistles and all those kind of things, we just missed some of the indications or the calls from the officials. Peart digs, or receives the serve. Rebels set it up. Wallentine's hit stuffed right back to the Rebels side of the floor. 15-7. Critical moment right here. If Rich can't get a side out within the next 1 or 2 points, I think Panguitch will run away with this fourth set. I hope I'm wrong, but that's just what it's looking like. The momentum, Rebels' body language looking a bit flat right now. 15-7, Bobcats lead. Rebels set it up and push it toward the back corner. Fisher, nope, double touch on the push attack. 16-7. Breaking point right here. Lexi Griffin to serve for Panguitch, leading 2-1 in set 4 semifinals. Griffin, Stacy receives. Cornea up front. Wallentine taps it into the middle. Franson with a lunging dig. Norris from the right side hits back line. Stacy digs it up for Rich, and Rebels push it across. Up front, Barney, quick back set to Norris. Hit down the line and out. May have hit the antenna as well. The back line judge waving his flag to indicate that the ball that hit attack by Norris hit the antenna. 16-8. Rebels need at least 4 or 5 straight here. Kendall Staples serving, looking for the Crawford Trough and Randolph service ace. Nope, Norris receives, tapped over. Rebels tap it right back. Norris slaps it to the back line. Rich digs, quick back set. Brown pushes into the middle. Passed up front, Barney high and outside. A set right at the net, and Allie Wallentine goes up and puts a lid on Talia Norris's attack attempt. Epic Recreation block of the game for Allie Wallentine. Maybe your McKay Frankham Dental Services precision play of the game. McKay Frankham Dental Services at reasonable rates in Evanston, Wyoming. 789-8910. That's 307-789-8910 for McKay Frankham Dental Services. Bobcats set it up. Rebels set it up. Hatch hits. Fisher digs. Norris hits. And Stacy digs. Rich keeps it alive and passes it over. Passed up. I missed a point there. 17-9. 2 touches on the Rebel set. I'm just watching the ball, and I don't even see the play stop until after the official has indicated what the call was or what was the problem was. Wallentine, nope, Stacy passes. Nope, that was Wallentine. Taps it over, and then Wallentine blocks the Panguitch attempt. Another Epic Recreation block of the game for A-Wall. Allie Wallentine. Rich trails 17-10. Rebels need a run here as Eliana Brown checks in to serve. Brown with the right hand. Serves short into the net. 18-10. Service errors, the third of the set for Rich. That's 3, 6, 7, 8. Just 8 in the match. That's not excessive. It's over the goal of 5 that the Rebels have for the match. But, boy, 8 serves. Not too bad. Into the middle. Hatch hits. Fisher digs. High and outside. Franson slaps it to the back line of the Rebel defense. Cornea sets high and outside. Wallentine touches it over the net. No block there, so the Bobcats set it up. Franson hits back line. Stacy digs. Cornea, just avoids getting into the net. No, she did get into the net, just barely. Her back touched the net, and the Bobcats lead 19-10. Camry Fisher with the service. Panguitch leading 19-10 and 2-1. Fisher with an ace. Rebels let it go on the sideline. Fisher makes it 20-10. Rebels take a timeout. Got some quick adjustments they need to make. Dug into a deep hole, trailing 20-10 in set 4. And Panguitch leads 2-1 on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com and here on live.ksl.com.
We know that when you think of Plains Tire in Evanston, you always think
the Tire Professionals.
Quality customer service. They're friendly with great prices.
I really like Plains Tire in Evanston.
But did you also know that the team at Plains Tire offers oil changes, windshield wiper checks, and free alignment checks? That's right, free alignment checks. We don't want you to quit thinking all those great things when you hear Plains Tire. We just want you to add to the list. Plains Tire, the tire professionals. Stop in today, 157 Bear River Drive.
Back at Utah Valley and state tournament coverage on live.ksl.com, mylocalradio.com, and KADQ FM 98.3 FM in the Evanston, Wyoming area. Camry Fisher serves. The Rebels dig it high. Cornea sets, and Annie Peart hit it across. Set high and outside by the Bobcats. Rich digs, but they're out of bounds, and they can't keep it alive. 21-10. Coming out of the timeout, Rich needed a side out, didn't get it. 4 points away are the Panguitch Bobcats from a 4-set victory and on to the state championship for what would be a sixth straight year. They won 2 in a row. Then Rich beat them in 2014. Then they won the last 2. Cornea set in the middle. Peart's hit blocked. 22-10. Bobcats with 4 of the last 5 state championships. The only time they didn't win it was in 2016. The Rebels took it from them. Pass up front, Cornea high and in the middle. Peart hits and finds Fisher, unaware or not quite ready for where that ball was placed. Annie Peart with her first Bear Lake Realty kill of the match. And the Rebels trail 20-11. That gives Rich the service. Coach Wendy Lamborn considers the serve her first attack. Bobcats get a nice set, but Kaisa Miller hits way long and out. Yeah, Sunshine Staple here to my left says she's trying to put a stamp on it. She stamped it a little too hard. High and outside again to Miller. This time she stamps it down. The Rebels able to dig. A comprehensive family dental dig of the game by Allie Wallentime. Fisher digs, set up a quick set, tapped across. Rich is there for the dig. Set up, and Stacy taps it across. Set up in the middle. Another quick set, blocked by the net. Nope, blocked by the Rebels. Epic Recreation block. Pushed back to Rich. Cornea high and in the middle. Peart hits, blocked, out of bounds off the Bobcats. 22-13. Boy, it would take a miracle, a tall task for the Rebels to make a comeback here. But they've started off, and every journey starts with the first step, right? 22-13. Miller taps it across. Rich sets, high and outside. Stacy hit, cross court. Fisher digs, high and right at the net. Miller just taps it right back. Rich taps it back, and Miller taps it back. Back and forth we ping pong, and the Bobcats earn the point, 23-13. 2 more points, and the Bobcats win this match. Rebels need 9 or 10 straight right now. Service, Haley Eyre. Rebels receive, set it up, pass it over. Not a good pass. Just passed it across. Set up, Kaisa Miller hits hard, run deflection, and back to the back wall of bleachers. Set and match point. Panguitch Bobcats leading 24-13. Eyre with the running jump serve, long and out. Rebels easy eye there, let it go. Rich stays alive for the moment, but Rich needs 10 straight to even keep this match going. Is that Annie Peart to serve for Rich? Left to right. Fisher passes up front. Back set to the middle, tapped across. Rich digs. Cornea high and outside. Stacy cracks it down. Fisher digs it up. High and outside, and tapped by Stowe. Rebels block. Stowe slapped it back. Rich digs. Staple from the middle, hits it across. Oh no, they stopped for a minute. Bobcats set it up. Miller hits it down on the line and in. Cross court, and the Bobcats win 25-14 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Bobcats win in 4, 3-1, 25-14 in the final set. And Panguitch is on to its 6th consecutive state championship appearance. And the Rebels will play for the 2nd straight year for 3rd and 4th place. We'll tell you more about it on our Mound Valley Cattle Company post-game show. That's coming up right after the break. Again, Panguitch with a 3-1 win over the Rich Rebels. We'll be right back on the Wildlife, mylocalradio.com and live.ksl.com.
Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail." Eddie and Todd Jensen, owners of Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho, are proud to support the Rich High Rebels in creating their own path and leaving a trail of success in athletics and in activities, in education and in life. Serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997. Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
Established in 1870, Randolph, Utah is home. Home to the rich rebels, to hardy people of high character, and to values of dedication, honesty, hard work, education, and respect for self and others. Randolph is also home to friendly folks who love their families, their town, and their neighbors. Count yourself a neighbor whenever you visit Randolph, Utah. Mayor Lynn Weston and the Town Council of Randolph wish the rich rebels good luck and invite you to visit anytime.
Back at Utah Valley University's UCCU Center, where the Panguitch Bobcats are on to the state championship for the 6th consecutive year with a 3-1 win over the Rich Rebels. Let's tell you more about it right now on the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Recap. Jimmy John's, where fresh and fast meat, gourmet sandwiches fresh and fast every day at 113 Front Street in Evanston. After a 3-2 win over Paiute Friday night, the Rebels moving on to the state semifinals against the Panguitch Bobcats, and Panguitch jumped out to a 4-1 lead early in the first set. Rebels battled back, had tied it, actually took a lead early in that first set after battling back, tied it at 12, and then Panguitch went on a 5-0 run and never looked back. Rich kept it close, but the Bobcats won the first set 25-19. Second set, again, Rebels had it close. There was no big lead early for Panguitch. Rich had a 12-11 lead, and then Panguitch turned it on, flipped a switch, and went on a 10-0 run. Went on to win set 2, 25-16. Third set, the Rebels jumped out to an 8-0 lead and kept that lead. Panguitch dug into it just a little bit, but the Rebels went on to win 25-20. Rich actually scored 26 points in that third set, but won regardless, 25-20. In set 4, it was Bobcats from start to finish. They jumped out to a 3-0 lead, pushed that out to 12-5, and ended up with a 25-14 victory to beat the Rebels in 4 sets, 3-1. Panguitch moves on to the championship, and the Rebels will drop down and play for 3rd and 4th place against either ICS or Milford. Those two teams taking the court right now. The winner will face Panguitch. The loser will take on Rich for 3rd and 4th. That 3rd and 4th place match starts at 2 p.m., so our pregame will start at 1:30 here on KADQ and mylocalradio.com. That's your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Recap. Jimmy John's, where fresh and fast meat, gourmet sandwiches fresh and fast every day at 113 Front Street in Evanston. The Mound Valley Cattle Company postgame show continues. We'll have some Bear Lake Memorial Hospital postgame highlights and stats, and the Western Ag Credit Roundup calendar when we return on the Wildlife and mylocalradio.com.
More than 1,300 rural hospitals were evaluated, and for the 3rd year in a row, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital placed in the top 100 for quality as well as best practices and critical access, with a 24-hour emergency department, orthopedics, home health, a residential nursing home, physical therapy, surgical services, family doctors, chemotherapy, dialysis, and more. So, when it comes to your health, make sure you're seen by the best. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care.
Back on the Mound Valley Cattle Company postgame show with some Bear Lake Memorial Hospital postgame highlights. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, count on us to care. The Rebels finished with 8 service errors and just 6 service aces. Now, again, going back to a quick statistic that we looked at before the game started, the Rebels average 3 aces per set this season throughout those 20 or 32 matches they had played. So that's easy multiplication. Over 4 sets, 3 aces per set is 12 aces. The Bobcats passed well enough to hold Rich to just half their average of aces per set and half the aces per match by default or by addition. So Rich with just 6 aces, 8 service errors, and Panguitch with 11 errors of their own, 7 service aces. but passed the ball better. And I think the difference in this one, in my mind, Kaisa Miller, the difference in this one. Her ability to kill, to terminate, makes Panguitch the best team in 1A. And that, to me, is why Panguitch won that match. The passing was about equal. We look at the service errors. Panguitch had a couple more. Service aces, Panguitch had just one more. I don't think the Barney may be a little bit, I mean, she's a more experienced server as a senior, or setter, rather, as a senior. But probably not a whole lot better of a setter than J.C. Corney. I'd put them about equal. But, boy, Kaisa Miller, her hitting ability, rather, to terminate consistently made the difference in this match. The Rebels were led by Sydney Hatch's 10 kills, McKenna Stacy's 9, Kendall Staple and Allie Wallentine with 4 apiece. Wallentine had 3 aces, and Sydney Hatch had 2 aces. But Rich, again, lost 3 sets to 1. So Rich drops into the 3rd and 4th place match for the 3rd consecutive year. And is that correct? I want to make sure I'm giving you correct information. Rebels last year lost to ICS for 3rd and 4th. And the year before that, lost to Panguitch in the championship. So, yeah, I was wrong. For the 2nd consecutive year, down to that 3rd and 4th place match. And Panguitch, for at least the 6th straight year, onto the state championship. They've won 4 of the last 5. Lost to Rich in the 2016 title game. Last year beat Monticello for the title. This year will face either ICS or Milford. Those 2 teams warming up now. They'll take the court. The winner will face Panguitch. The loser will take on Rich. And the championship match you can watch here on live.ksl.com. That's at 4:30 excuse me, this afternoon. The 3rd, 4th place match is at 2 o'clock this afternoon, and our coverage will start at 1:30. We'll tell you more about that when we return. This has been Postgame Highlights and Stats brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. We've got the Western Ag Credit Roundup calendar right after this on the Wildlife and MyLocalRadio.com.
When it comes to farming and ranching, it makes good sense to work with a lender who understands finance and agriculture. Western Ag Credit is an independent cooperative owned by the farmers and ranchers who borrow from it. With competitive rates, your loan is tailored to match your business needs. Real estate, livestock, equipment, and operating expenses. When it comes to farming and ranching financing, Western Ag Credit in Evanston is your partner in agriculture.
Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail." Eddie and Todd Jensen, owners of Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho, are proud to support the Rich High Rebels in creating their own path and leaving a trail of success in athletics and in activities, in education and in life. Serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997. Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
3-1 the final. Panguitch beats Rich in the semifinals. Rich took the 3rd set, but Panguitch won the 1st, 2nd, and 4th. Panguitch is on to the state championship. The Rebels will play either Milford or ICS for 3rd and 4th place. Rich lost to ICS for 3rd and 4th last year. And Milford last year, give me 1 second, I can tell you how Milford finished a year ago. Not even in the top 8. They lost to Valley in the single loss elimination, the Saturday morning consolation round. So Milford has already improved its finish from a year ago significantly. ICS looking to make it to the state championship. And one of those 2 teams will do that, make it to the championship against Panguitch. Time to look ahead on the Western Ag Credit Roundup calendar. Western Ag Credit, your partner in agriculture, at 848 Front Street in Evanston. 307-789-9420. That's 789-9420 for Western Ag Credit. Looking at today, here on KADQ, we carry Wyoming football games, but the Cowboys have a bye today. Looking ahead to next week, Southridge Elementary PTA parent meeting Monday. Cowboys basketball Tuesday hosts Idaho State, and the game will be right here on KADQ with pregame at 6:30. Then Wednesday, Rich Middle School and Rich High School have their choir concert, 6:30 in the auditorium at Rich High. Wyoming Cowgirls take on the Colorado Christian University, and Wyoming Football Craig Bowl Coaches Show is right here on KADQ Wednesday night at 7:07 p.m. Thursday night, Rich Royals, the girls basketball, the middle school basketball team starts the season hosting Green River, and games begin at 3:45. Then next Saturday, the Royals basketball team takes a trip to DMS and EMS, Davis Middle School and Emerson Middle School, with A games only beginning at 10 a.m. Rich Middle School wrestling team today is at Green River. Next Saturday, the Royals travel to Evanston for matches beginning at 10 a.m. Also next Saturday, 2A football semifinals at OREM High School. Those games will include Beaver, Duchesne, I believe, was it Parowan that won in the 2A, and Millard. Games that happened yesterday in 2A football. And then Wyoming Cowboys football retakes the field next Saturday. They'll be on the road at Albertson Stadium, the Smurf Turf, and Boise State Broncos, a key Mountain West Conference game for the Wyoming Cowboys at Albertson Stadium. Pre-games at 7 o'clock, kickoff at 8:15. You can tune in right here on KADQ and 98.3 FM. Yeah, Beaver takes on Duchesne, Milford, and Millard. Milford 55-24 over North Sevier yesterday, and Beaver 52-7 over Kanab. Millard just got by Parowan 35-32. So the semifinals, Beaver versus Duchesne, Milford versus Millard next Saturday, I think, is the scheduled date at OREM High School. Games at 11:30 and 1:30. All right, that'll do it for our Western Ag Credit Roundup calendar. Western Ag Credit, a lender who understands finance and agriculture. Congratulations to the Panguitch Bobcats, moving on to the championship match against either ICS or Milford. Stay tuned here to live.ksl.com to watch that match. It's coming up next. If you're tuning in for Rich Rebel Volleyball on KADQ or mylocalradio.com, our coverage will pick back up at 1:30 when Rich plays for 3rd and 4th place against either ICS or Milford. Make sure to tune in at 1:30 right here on KADQ and mylocalradio.com. For today's videographer partner, KSL, live.ksl.com, and our producer, Preston Bush, back in the studio, I'm Ryan Steineckert. We'll talk with you again soon.